Welcome to Game Changer World. John, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, man. We started all sad. I want to get everything rolling. I'm not a sad person, and I don't want to keep it that way. But RIP Sabu, here we are at Game Changer World. How you doing tonight, B?
Yeah, doing good. Feels weird to debut the new show under these circumstances, but here we are. And yeah, we've seen a lot of familiar faces in the chat. Thank you everybody for transferring over to GCW's YouTube channel and joining us here tonight for our debut. And yeah, thank you, Ivan, for that amazing Sabu video. And yeah, I don't know where we want to start here, I guess.
I'll start with also saying to everyone, welcome to Game Changer World. As B was just saying, I see a lot of new and familiar names in chat. Welcome. For the new crowd, B and I are fans, first and foremost. We are going to be speaking for fans. We don't speak for GCW. I wanted to make sure that everyone knows that up front. Just like GCW, we are independent. We've been podcasting nothing but GCW for almost 3 years. We do this for love. Started with almost no listeners. Those 2 to 3 listeners have grown into a couple thousand over the years. And that's on any given night on a Tuesday night at midnight. We deep dive. We like to give stats. We enjoy conversation and opposing ideas. And we're respectful of others. It's live. It's GCW. Who knows what's going to happen? Anything you want to add to that, B, before we move on?
Yeah, no, we're gonna be running our normal show that fans of our previous show have come to love. We're going to be doing the same show. The only thing is, as John said, we might be adding some stuff along the way to make this show a little bit more exciting. And yeah, it's going to be a fun little ride. And very excited and thankful to Brett, to GCW, and everyone that's helped us along the way to get us started here on this opening episode.
All right. Well, I'll start with this little piece of news. Mr. Danger had an interview with Turnbuckle Times. In the article, Mr. Danger shares his thoughts on winning the upcoming TOS, watching old death matches, and the origin of his name, Mr. Danger. He also speaks about fan criticism of his name and his answer to those critics. And an important note, he's going to Japan with GCW and hopefully meeting the real Mr. Danger. That's retired wrestling legend Mitsuhiro Matsunaga. He owns his own restaurant over there in Tokyo called Mr. Danger's Steakhouse. Also, Murdoch has spoken extensively of Danger's efforts. I've heard nothing but good things, including he likes to bring tons of his own weapons to his matches. In my opinion here, hunger makes legends. If you go back and watch the old GCW shows, Mr. Danger's the style of craziness that I think fits in there. You know, back in the day, he would have taken a roof bump. And if he did, we'd still be talking about him today. I feel like the guy's hungry, young, using every resource available to make the shows. I just say cut the guy a break. He's one of the good guys, and you know he's one of the ones I want to see win. Any comments on Mr. Danger?
I'm excited to see what he has in store for us coming up here. I know a lot has been said about what he has said previously, but I'm all for his in-ring work and excited to see what he's able to do. And as you said, he's someone that's, I think, brought a different element to the deathmatch scene as of late, since he's been kind of dabbled in it. And it's been fun seeing him kind of learn kind of on the fly in front of everybody and kind of grow in front of our eyes. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he's able to do still here, especially over in Japan. It's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you. It looks like listeners are already blown away that we use the R word, respectful, around here. We're going to be respectfully disrespectful. You know how it is with us. Come on now. Also, if you have a chance, check out the Richard Holiday videos on Matt Cardona. He goes around Long Island asking people if they know Cardona, and I'm just going to give you a hint. No one did. But if you haven't had a chance to see Richard really get out there and kind of stretch his comedic muscles just a little bit, this was surprisingly good. So if you have a chance, maybe go over there and check that out at some point. Also, we're in Tournament of Survival, Cage of Survival season. Right up here, we have 25 days until GCW's Tournament of Survival X, I like to say. We have 8 entrants announced, and I believe Brett said we're sticking to those 8, but there may be some surprises. But as of right now, the 8 entrants are Otis Kogar, Dr. Redacted, Matt Tremont, Daiju Wakamatsu, Mr. Danger, Beastman, the Bev, and finally John Wayne Murdoch. Who do you think has a real good shot of winning that in the finals on that one? Who's your prediction?
Man, so going off of the list here, I personally would like to see Otis and Dr. Redacted in the finals. I think those two would be a fun, great one there with Dr. Redacted. I think that would be a fun finals with some new blood, some new faces we've seen in TOS and in the deathmatch as of late in GCW. But I think on a previous episode on our other podcast, you guys kind of talked me into Tremont versus John Wayne Murdoch, legend versus legend finals. And I think that won me over. I don't know. Those are my two. If I'm picking two finals, I would like to see one of those two pairings kind of be the finals. But yeah, Beastman, the Bev back in it is going to be very interested. I hope Bev gets a nice little run, and Daiji Wakamatsu is going to be fun to see. And Mr. Danger is the wild card right now. So it's going to be a fun bracket.
Well, you know what? Here we go. Great one says, let's go Redacted. Reed, we're going to talk about yours in a second there. James said Redacted versus John Wayne Murdoch in the final. Everybody, if you want to, put it in here. I'll just put it up real quick. Stoner Juggalo, what's up, fam? Good to see you out here. Reed Harris Cooper. What if RSP gets? That's probably not going to happen. I'm with Frankie though. Let's release that bracket. Let's get it rolling here because I love having those brackets where everybody can kind of fill in what they want here. So if he says that 8 is finalized, let's get the bracket rolling on that, man. I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think he last time he did it like a week prior to the JCW. So we'll probably get something a little bit closer as we go. But as you said, maybe it's not finalized, and maybe some more surprises are going to be in store.
Well, if sick and vicious gets his way, Hornswaggle versus Redacted. That we haven't seen them before. Also, maybe Danger versus John Wayne. Yeah, see. So what I was thinking was just for the hell of it,
I don't think that's the final. I think that's the first round matchup already.
Oh, is it?
I think we got it announced as a House of Horrors match, if I'm not mistaken, for round 1.
Damn, that's gonna be fun.
Opening round.
So then I'll go ahead and just jump in here with another fun little piece of news, especially for the Chuds. Lil Sicko has been announced for COS. I predicted on this show that we probably weren't going to see him for another year or so because I was looking for maybe just more development with other deathmatch wrestlers. But sounds like he's ready to go. And oh my God, I'm looking forward to it a lot. That's one of the ones that I'm really behind also. He's like the hot new thing right now. It's like a Darby Allin type deathmatcher. That's what I see here. What are you thinking?
I haven't seen much of him other than clips. I still haven't really seen a full match, so I don't know. I know, as you said, he's kind of like the hot new name right now going on. So it's nice to see him get an opportunity. I haven't, like I said, seen much of it, but if some people are talking about Cage Survival Scramble and some scramble matches, I think that would be a nice little way to introduce him real quick and kind of see what he can bring in a death match to GCW. I kind of wanted to bring up. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying right here, right there. He hasn't won TOS yet, so that's kind of my sticking point for Tremont is that.
Yeah, that's another one too.
Sorry, man. What were you saying there?
No, I was gonna say, what about the actual Cage of Survival match? Ciclope versus Miedo. I think I kind of hope. I know we got 25 days there, but I want to start seeing that kind of build some steam and kind of. I think they could tear the house down, and given their feud and their the rivalry right now, I'm excited for that match, to be honest with you, on that weekend as well.
There's so much going on there. I've just been looking at participants more than anything.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if we do get some new names or interesting surprises coming up here.
Right there, John Wayne Murdoch going all the way regardless. Stoner Juggalo knows what quite a few of us know. You know, Murdoch just has this tendency to walk into the finals of most any tournament he's in. So there's a very good chance of seeing him in the finals there. Sicko and Mickey. James with a great question. Do you think we'll get a COS scramble? I say yes.
I hope. That's what I was saying. I wouldn't mind being introduced to him through that way, since I haven't really seen him, and those little scrambles have been fun and quick and keep the fans happy. That's for sure.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens here. Also, have you been seeing? You know what? I'll wait for later. But the Vendetta promos that have been going on JCW. Should we hit those now or hit that later?
I think we can hit it later because I
Okay.
think it'll fit kind of into our JCW talk later in the night. Those
Okay.
are
So
been fun to watch though. At the end, like that was a nice little sneak in at the end of the LA show.
any type of art we can get. That's just the honest of it. I mean, if we can just get some promos and things to work with a little bit, fantastic.
Yep.
So then, yeah, we were just talking about Sabu. And what's interesting is both of us have a story. We wanted to kind of just share it a little bit because, I mean, I just thought it would be something fun to do tonight. And we have good stories. We're not sad people. Again, we don't try to do that. So I just wanted to see, maybe you wanted to share yours first, B, and then I'll kind of follow after. Where did you first meet Sabu?
Yeah, so I sent out a picture a couple days ago, and I think when Joey Janela first announced the Sabu match, I tweeted out the same picture. I saw him at a World Wrestling All Stars meet and greet out here in Vegas back in what I said earlier, 2002, and I was just went down there and kind of got snuck into the venue and got to see the wrestlers meet and greet. And that was kind of like one of my first earlier meet and greets too. And he was one of the first ones I saw, and he was nice and took the picture, did the pose with me. And I took a couple pictures. The one picture I don't have the picture of the pose posted, but I did. He yelled at me after the first one. I was like, "Hey, you gotta put your hand up. You gotta do it the right way." So I do have pictures doing the Sabu pose. I just didn't have it on my phone yet. But no, he was one of the nicer ones. Jeff Jarrett was at that show. I met him. He was one of the nicer ones too. Scott Steiner was Scott Steiner, just sitting there mean mugging everybody, but signing autographs, I guess. But Sabu was also one of the first cool wrestlers I kind of talked to, and he was nice. He was nice to talk to.
David, of course, asks, is it true that Sabu was on Kratom when he wrestled his last match? Yeah. Okay. So I will actually go into my story because that may or may not come up there, and we'll go from there. So I'll discuss the last time I'd really seen him. That was on May 1st. Brett wanted me to get signatures and autographs on a bunch of cards and 8x11 pictures. I met him on, the 1st of May, got a hold of him, said, "Hey, I'm going to swing by, pick you up." So I picked him up from the house. He's Sabu, a little socially awkward. So I didn't expect to have, huge conversations initially. His wife or fiance, Tylee, was very nice, absolute sweetheart the whole night. We drove to the shopping center called the Neonopolis, I think it's called, which is where the Nerd Bar's located. He decided it's time to smoke weed in my car while I'm driving to the Nerd. So, I'm kind of nervous, but it's Sabu. I'm having the Sabu experience, So I drove carefully. We're talking about music. I'm hoping we don't stink as I'm driving literally in downtown Las Vegas. We park in the VIP spot at the Neonopolis, which is just basically a place where the service trucks park, and we head into the Nerd. We went to the back of the bar where the Micromania midget wrestling happens. Please, nobody kill me. That's actually the name of the company. He asked me to grab drinks from the bar, so I grabbed drinks. Sabu got all his drinks for free at the Nerd Bar. So we go back there. I lined up the cards for signing. He's right-handed, so we start from the right side of the table. He's signing. I basically pick them up, put down new ones. We got the cards done in a very short amount of time. Then we did the pictures. Bang those out quickly as well. I expected us to take maybe 2 hours. We got it done in maybe 20, 30 minutes total, from me unpacking everything to me having everything packed back up. So after that was done, of course, grabbed another drink, and we started talking about his match a little bit. He told me he pushed himself hard working out before the show and injured himself enough that it aggravated something in his knee. He was very nervous about his performance. And he said that he had many ideas that just never took off because he got injured mid-match. He said the Sandman spot was actually a blessing because he got his bell rung pretty good, and he was able to come back to his senses within that time. Without the Sandman and the Kogers, the match would have probably come to a halt and would have probably killed the vibe of the main event. I asked him about his outfit for the night because I told him it looked amazing walking in like the white suit, and then he had the dreads, and I was asking about that, and basically just to keep his hair more than anything so that he doesn't get any ripped out, because he said that he has a tendency to get hair ripped out when it hits the barbed wire. So he was trying to make sure that chunks didn't come out. He'd rather have to fight with the whole braid. I wrote everything down, so I'm making sure I tell you everything. He told me that he had a whole classic outfit made, but some parts didn't arrive in time. The only thing that he really had was like the headgear kind of thing. Funny, the sash and the pants got chewed up by his dog. And when they sent the shoes, he got the wrong shoes. So instead, he had to use a different pair of shoes. But he said he knew he looked good. He had concerns about movement in the suit, and he was not very happy that he ripped the suit before the match started. He had a lot of nice things to say about Brett, because he had said that Brett was the one that, even when he no-showed, never gave up on him. And he knew that, given the circumstances, believing in him to be in the main event also was kind of a gamble. And he, laughed it off a little bit, kind of chuckled like someone who's done this for 20, 30 years would laugh about it. So then I'll just kind of move forward from there. He asked if we wanted to get something to eat, and or if I wanted to maybe bounce for the night, and they would just stay there. I'm like, let's go get something to eat. So the restaurant was in the same center as the Nerd Bar. It wasn't far. We sat on the roof of this place in the lounge area and just relaxed. If anybody saw the picture I shared online, it's from that lounge area. I had a perfect view of Fremont Street, which is this circus-like colorful atmosphere in Vegas. We had some Mexican food. I'm feeling like I'm having a surreal night. I'm like looking at all these large building and lights, and I'm literally still just a country bumpkin in my head. So like, I've never seen any of this stuff before, and I've lived here for a long time. So, sitting across from him, he's eating chips. We're laughing at the very bad singers on karaoke. People were butchering Elvis, Ludacris, Metallica. There was over 100 people in the room. We couldn't find one person that can cover one of those three artists. That's pretty hard to do. It was beautifully bad. We go back down to the Nerd Bar after food and drinks. He grabs more drinks, and then we go sit down in like this little VIP area that the Nerd has. And we're just talking more wrestling. I look to my left, and the GCW Hall of Fame plaque that he was given by Joey was already in the case, with a ton of other wrestling memorabilia, like from his earlier life and from Japan. Afterwards, we grab all the signed stuff, go back to the car. He asked to stop at a store on the way home. We do that. He grabs some tequila. I noticed Sabu somewhat opened up more when he was drinking, which I was, and anybody else does when they drink. They kind of, they're open up conversation a little more. Ozzy comes on. He's just singing a little bit, which kind of surprised me because he didn't think he was going to be the singing type. But we roll the windows down. We're having a good time. He starts smoking again. I'm just trying to get to the house safely without incident. We talked a little bit about his Vegas neighborhood because he just moved to where he was at. Talked about his cars. He loves his cars that he had in another state. So anyway, we go ahead. I drop him off. That's that. The next day, I'm cleaning out my car because we had to go to LA for the GCW show in LA. And there's the pre-roll. He had half smoked it and put it in my middle console when I wasn't looking. So anyway, I'm like, okay, I go and I just kind of discard it somewhere, right? And then the news hits like a week later, and I'm going, oh man, I really kind of wish I had that pre-roll now just to kind of say I have it kind of thing. And I looked inside my front door there, and it was there. So I actually have a Sabu pre-roll left over from that night on May 1st. So then I'll be the one to talk about it real quick because no one really wants to hit on it too much, and it's kind of a weird thing, but I'll kind of go into it a little bit if it helps. It kind of works like this. Actually, Wrestle Rants, get a hold of me just a little bit later. I'll give you the screenshots. So what had happened with the Kratom situation, we've talked before about that. If you don't know much about it, basically it's something that could be gotten legally, especially in Nevada here where he lives. And it's something that people who used to do hard drugs will actually purchase and have so that they can kind of stay away from those hard drugs. And he had told me it really was a lifesaver because it kept him away from the harder drugs that actually would have ran his system. And also he said the expense was just way too high. I'm just giving you what he said about this. So what he said was, in the morning, the three things he'd like to have was coffee, kratom, and weed. Those are the three things that he said kind of kept him going throughout the day. So This, he said, was for his stomach. He said he had stomach aches. And then he said that he also has muscle aches and pains that'll sometimes come from either working out, from detoxing, or sometimes his body, he says his body will start to have problems, like he needed to have some kind of pills or something. And he said that the kratom basically made sure that those cravings went down. So you can even find a couple things online, where he said that it's actually a lifesaver for him. And there's a lot of fans that don't know that there are quite a few wrestlers across the board, across all companies, that actually use that too. And that helps them to make sure that they are, it's like this. Usually it's weed that helps a lot of wrestlers with their pain. And thank goodness it's available, because if not, a lot of them would be on painkillers. We would have the 80s and the 90s situation all over again. And I just wanted to let people know that, yeah, and Clown said it right here, it helps block the need for opiates. This was basically someone who was using illegal means to make sure that they weren't basically taking illegal substances. So when I talked to him further about his match, he said that he had a lot of nerves, but he also had a lot of problems from a re-injury on his, I think, right knee. I'm not 100%. Don't kill me there. Well, what had happened was then that he was having issues with that pain, and that knee was locking up. So somebody, could have been somebody in his camp, or who knows who, but he was using kratom to basically make sure that he was having that knee work better for him. Now, again, same thing. I can actually show screenshots in case someone needed one. And he just said he was asking about someone else, not mine. But Tylee was in the car. We had a great conversation. It was her and us, and he was talking about this. And it's kind of funny that the last time I had a chance to sit and talk to him, this came up. And I'm guessing this came up because it was an issue at some point. But he said that if it wasn't for kratom giving him relief and getting his muscles to loosen up, there would have been no other good way for him to do that outside of drugs. So this is one of those situations where it's, you know, it's either this or pills, and you find the guy run his system down and just goes to the ground, and you don't want to hear about that. So this is something where it saves him money. It keeps a man from doing illegal things in illegal areas with illegal people. And that's what I believe kept, and he believed also kept him around longer. Otherwise, he said he should have been dead a long time ago from pills alone. So I just wanted to kind of share that a little bit. Like I said, there's some things here that just, I was blown away because my wife told me the news on the 10th or the 11th. I'm so sorry. I don't remember what day he passed, but I was shook because I just saw him 10 days ago. So I want you guys to know this is also a little interesting. There are going to be cards and posters that'll be signed by Sabu that'll come out. Those were literally from May 1st. I was there for all those. So I'm just letting you know that's what I was there for. That's why. And I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew, at least from my perspective, not for anybody else, but from my perspective, my personal experiences, that's what's going on. So I hope that helps a little bit, but it's more of a celebration. I was looking at a man who was trying to maintain his life in a better way. That's what I look at. And when I was with him, he was happy. He was doing great. I was trying to be as yes or no, sir, as possible because I was scared shitless. This is somebody I've been watching since 95, you know? So anyway, I don't have much of an opinion on the situation. I think all we have, most people, are opinions, but I wanted to tell you what I do have. And I do have everything on that from text and whatnot, that this was a conversation that was had. And I wanted people to know that this was a good guy who was trying to do what he could to help himself so that he didn't go down a bad route. That doesn't make anyone good or bad. That's none of my opinion. But I felt like that it was weird to have that conversation. And 10 days later, somehow that conversation came up again. So let's let everything shake out and let's be respectful, because we don't honestly know. And until we do, what can we say, you know? So no, He's a Hall of Famer, and we just hope for the best. I'm kind of a person who believes that I think he gets to sit down with New Jack now and they get to talk a little bit about what they've both seen. So I'm hoping for the best all around, and we'll go from there.
All right.
We want to go on to the UCC. We'll get rolling. We don't want the entire chat to collapse on us here.
I know, guys. All right. So our first show we are reviewing tonight is GCW's Crazy, Scary, Spooky, Hilarious, coming from the UCC in Los Angeles, California. And yeah, we both were there.
Oh. Yeah, we were there. This was my 13th trip to the UCC. And doing a little math over the last 2 years, I'd realized I've lived about a month in LA. Everyone was great. Met lots of listeners. You guys are so cool. I want to meet and personally thank every single listener. One of my favorite faces is on Twitter. He's Sir Professor Captain Zero Fox. I have to call him out here. He's the nicest, one of the good guys. I try to find him at shows and say hi. But I don't know if you've noticed, it's a lot of the same people at quite a few of these shows. Please come say hi. You'll have a friend in me and B at every show we see you at. I've heard from many people about being shy. That's perfectly normal, but understand you're in good hands. We're not threatening. And honestly, we want to meet you and say thank you. I think that's the most important thing. The golden glow at the UCC, I feel like somewhat gone. The normal lights that hang on both sides of the venue now have white in them, and they've been lowered. It's been that way for a while, but I was hoping they'd be temporary. But to me, that yellow glow is like the glow of old school light bulbs you'd see in your lamps in like the 80s and 90s before the newer, more modern bulbs were made. I think the whiter lights have improved the production quality of the show. I feel like it's a little easier to see some things. Two things I'd like to see at the UCC that makes John Ash's job on production really hard. I want the blue lights back on the walls. I always thought those were cool on the side walls. And I want a microphone hanging from the ceiling to catch that crowd noise. I doubt I'll get either because I know both of them are really not easy asks. He's told me why, but also I'm just one of 1,000 opinions here. But how was the UCC for you? How are they treating you?
I liked it. It was a good show. It was a good show, obviously, but yeah, it was a nice, easy way in, and yeah, I had the GA standing seats again after the long drive. Stretched out my legs. I was standing in the back, opposite of the entranceway.
Chat is, you guys are fantastic tonight. I put here that the fans and the vibes were electric all night. It was unreal. Everyone was there to have fun and be loud. It feels so good when nights like that happen. There were a couple times that night I actually turned to my son right beside me and I was like, dude, this is a special night. He's like, yeah. Like, it was just in the air. It was the people. I also noticed there was an increasing amount of females and couples in the crowd. Welcome. I like to see things like that. That means more people's coming out than just say, like 22-year-old males. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. When GCW stops running at the UCC, it's going to be a sad day. I still recommend everyone get to the UCC and watch GCW in the spirit of the West Coast style. Also, I have to say, after having the collective in Las Vegas, Los Angeles has been battle tested. I believe it was sold out there. Like, I have to say the West Coast loves GCW. Like, we pack houses.
Yeah, it was a pretty full house in LA for sure.
So I don't know if anyone knew outside of LA, but the live fans were treated to a pre-show match before we went live. It was Rob Schitt, Jay Vidal, and the artist formerly known as ACH. It was a very good match, and sometimes I wish those were broadcast live for free on YouTube as a teaser. I almost said a tweezer. I don't know. I just think that would be really cool. YouTube has this great, community, and I think something like a show like that, I think, would maybe grab some fans.
Yeah, I was happy that we got the pre-show match too. It was nice to see Albie the wrestler, I think is what he was called that night, is what he's changing his name to. I was happy to see Albie. He's one of my favorite wrestlers from way back in the Ring of Honor days. I I was happy to see that. I saw like on my drive in, I think Sean Ross Sapp announced that he was backstage. I was like, whoa, that was a cool little surprise as I was driving in, and seeing him come out and have a match, and seeing Jay Vidal pop up on GCW show was pretty cool too. But yeah, I've been saying the same thing too. I wish those little pre-shows could be on YouTube to kind of test out the audio and the fans and make sure like everything's going to be good for their production. But I think they kind of mastered the UCC and production area, especially as of late. But it was a nice little pre-match show for the fans in live in attendance.
And great one is right here. Jordan Cruz was also in that match. That's my bad. That was a 4-way, not a 3-way there.
Yep.
Okay, so then the show kicks off live. Emil's in the ring. In true LA style, the fans are solidly chanting GCW, GCW. Notice how long they were solidly chanting, by the way. One thing I love about LA, I feel it's like a Raiders game. If you look on hard cam when the show opens, it's just a sea of black shirts. But I honestly think it would be cool if like the LA fans coordinated. It was just a sea of black for every show. I don't know. I feel like it's just such an LA thing as a football fan. Emil hits his spot. Of course, he goes mustard. Again, as a country person, it's a whole vibe in LA. When you're sitting in your seat and like Kendrick or Tupac comes on, it feels, you feel like you're part of the scene. So yeah, if you ever go, please, you got to soak up the atmosphere. It's something you won't get on the East Coast.
That was loud that night for sure.
Oh, dude, it was a great night. Props to Jordan Castle and Emil for their commentary work all night. I think they did quality stuff. Great work putting over everyone too.
Sorry, I wanted to hop in there. Their chemistry too was like the best it's ever been that night. I went back and watched it at home. Yeah, they provided so much more, especially to like the bigger angles that we'll talk about. Than just the atmosphere did live and in person. Like hearing them kind of screaming and yelling at KJ was kind of crazy, but everything they did on announcing and their chemistry and comment, like their funny moments together, they were perfect on commentary all night. I just wanted to second that.
We got one here. Love Jay Vidal. Also from Vegas fans here. I like Jay Vidal too. Does a damn good job. I think really did not get a fair shake over at TNA, but that's something for another day. Let's see here. Stoner said GCW and Juggalo Championship Wrestling shows currently have the best vibes and environment for fans. Was there for Collective at Mania weekend and win a few lunacy shows. Fun times for sure. I talked to Sam Stackhouse off and on, and he loves working over there at JCW. He said it's a great environment over there to work with. So love it. LA fights right there. You miss LA fights, B.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so the show opens up with Matt Cardona coming out and making his long-awaited GCW return to the UCC crowd.
This was his only scheduled appearance for GCW this month, and that was how we started the show. Fans gave him an icy reception in his hometown. Boos are only drowned out by a sea of middle fingers. Matt said he hasn't been in a GCW ring in 4 months because his best friend and broski, Jimmy Lloyd, stabbed him in the back. Fans chant, "You deserve it." He said Jimmy screwed him over at the Hammerstein and he hasn't come back since. Matt said he couldn't come back because he'd kill Jimmy on sight, but that's not him. He's not a criminal like Nick Gage. I notice he keeps getting those Gage jabs in there. I wonder if there's any animosity to him at all. Do you know of anything on that?
I don't know. I just feel like he always uses it. Like I think I've seen him use it outside of GCW. Even like when he's trying to talk about criminals, he's brought up like Nick Gage's name outside of GCW too. So I think it's a little thing that him and Nick have.
So funny thing too, Matt let that comment ride for a moment. He said he's been seeing a therapist and he knows how to control his anger and now understands the importance of forgiveness. So he's seeking Jimmy's apology. If Jimmy apologizes, Matt will forgive him. Pretty simple. Jimmy comes out. Matt dresses him down, says he looks like shit again. He looks like the marks around the ring. He's doing scrambles again. He's like, come on, Joey, or come on, Jimmy. Jimmy said he's sorry. Sorry he didn't do it sooner. And Matt eats a super kick to the face. Mance Warner then comes out and attacks from behind. Referee Perch slides in the ring, and that's where we hear a bell. Just like that, we rolled into our first match of the night.
Yeah, just real fast. I was happy to see Cardona back, and especially continuing the Jimmy feud. I was kind of hoping they didn't just have
Yes.
that be like a one night thing and that was it. I was glad it kind of continued on. I don't like the alliance with Mance still. I was kind of hoping Deathmatch Royalty would kind of go away, but maybe that's still another rock they we haven't unturned in this story, and we'll get to how Mance and Cardona are still working together. But yeah, I was happy to see Jimmy Lloyd come in. Give him the super kick. I was waiting for the I love you, the Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, I love you.
Right?
Boom. See ya. That LA crowd popped for Jimmy. That crowd was loud for Jimmy. And I thought it was a very smart way to get Mance into the ring and start that match, or else there would have been another 10-minute like riot before, like Mance always gets before his matches, and a nice quick way to start that match and get the crowd hot because they were all over Jimmy. And then Mance coming out took the heat right out of it. I thought that was a great opening segment and an opening nice way to start the opening match. And
Well, I haven't. Oh, what's up?
No, go ahead.
I have in my notes here, there are nights where this could have been a bloody main event. We were fortunate we got this match early because it was a great start to the night. Within the first 2 minutes, Jimmy's reaching under the ring, pulling out and throwing chairs. Then he pulls out a door. I'm thinking, okay, we're starting a night like this. We're in for it. And we were, we really were in for it for the rest of the night there. Both men are now fighting in the crowd. That was in our area. Jimmy politely moved my wife's chair with her jacket on it. Thank you so much, Jimmy. When the fight's in our area, it's a busy night. I actually wondered if we were going to be in the splash zone at some point. Back to the door, it ended up as a door bridge that was built right below the stage. Eventually, Mance grabbed Jimmy and choke slammed him off the stage and through the door bridge below. Mance pulled out the screwdriver early. The fans go nuts when that screwdriver comes out every single time. Mance has really made something out of that weapon. Perch gets knocked out. The match kicks into another gear. Mance then has a screwdriver and starts bludgeoning Jimmy with it. Jimmy's bleeding bad. Mance then puts it back in his boots. Minutes later, Jimmy was getting the upper hand. He hits 1,000 Maniacs and goes for the cover. Perch counts 1, 2, and then Cardona pulls Perch out of the ring, interrupting the count. Eventually, we get back to the ring. Matt is fully interfering in the match. He hits radio silence on Jimmy, and Matt drags Mance over for the cover. Our winner in this one was Mance Warner. What were your thoughts on this quick little 8.5-minute story?
Very hot start to the night. The crowd was into it. Action was all over the ring. I loved all the false finishes for Jimmy, and those led to absolute huge pops in LA. And Cardona coming back out to help Mance get the win. For sure leads to the further dismantling of Deathmatch Royalty. But as I think it was James here that said, or no, somebody said here, yeah, I don't think we fully gotten an end to the Deathmatch Royalty story here. And I liked what James said here. This would be fun. Matt bringing in Brian Myers to challenge for the GCW tag belts against Alec and Jordan. I think that makes a lot of sense and would be nice to see Brian in GCW. I think Matt and Brian could do a lot of fun stuff in the tag division.
B was asking here about if you're starring chat to catch things. Oh, yes. Yeah, B is good on starring chat.
Yeah, that's why I'm just going to the stars right now. And yes, Stoner Juggler right here. Crazy to see Cardona becoming a GCW mainstay and a loyal soldier. That's something that that's kind of funny. We talked about it the other night on Patreon with Brett. Kind of like how that all started and what it would, if he kind of knew it would lead to currently, if he knew then what he knew now of Matt Cardona still being in GCW going into that match. I think he said his answer would have been no way, but here we are in Cardona, as a lot of people are saying, carrying that GCW flag and waving it, and it's been cool to see, and I enjoy seeing that.
I liked how we had another one of those storyline progressions that happened before the match and naturally flowed into a match. I feel like even newer fans can kind of catch up on the Cardona Lord story, and it only took a few minutes. So my question then is, do you think this storyline's over? Is there more to it?
I think obviously there's way more to it. I just don't know when or where we're going to see it or how, or I don't know. Like, I would like to see, I know this is going to sound crazy, Cardona do one more like crazy death match like Gage, but with Jimmy, and kind of use this time to put Jimmy over and further elevate Jimmy maybe with the win. And Jimmy obviously would take good care of him, but I think it would lead up to a cool like I like that match unleashes like the Jimmy Lloyd that we've all been kind of missing that he kind of took away from us, and be a nice little way for him to kind of put some. I'm not that saying he hasn't put any talent over. He's definitely done his fair share, putting everybody over and the company over as well. I just think it would be cool, especially in this story, for him to a cool way to put Jimmy over. Have a nice little retired death match, King versus Jimmy Lloyd.
Oh, I'm so down.
All right. Our next matchup is for the GCW Tag Team Championships as Alec Price and Jordan Oliver defend it against Subculture.
This is the first title defense for the team of Alec Price and Jordan Oliver since their win over Violence is Forever at the Collective at Joey Janela's Spring Break 9 in Las Vegas. This was also the GCW debut for Subculture. That's the team of Flash Morgan Webster, 35 years old, and Mark Andrews, 33 years old. Together, this team has won 3 championship titles. They've been the Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Unlimited Tag Team Champions, and the Rev Pro Undisputed British Tag Team Champions, and they held that title for 266 days. They started on WWE's NXT UK on June 17, 2021. However, Mark Andrews wasn't added to the team until Subculture's second match on July 22nd, 2021. Their match at GCW was their 50th match together as a tag team. Both were trained by Jason Cross. However, Mark was additionally trained by Ed Ferris, Mike Bird, and Zach Sabre Jr. To me, they kind of reminded me a little bit of the Motor Machine Guns, like Motor City Machine Guns, and their teamwork and mechanics. But what were your thoughts on these two?
I love Subculture. I've always liked Mark Andrews and yeah, oh my God, Morgan Webster. The name was losing me there. Morgan Webster kind of grew on me as seeing him tag teaming with Mark Andrews. I kind of learned of his name through that way, and yeah, I love them as a tag team. And I know they've been kind of doing some good work and Impact and all around the world and every other company. But it was kind of nice to see them get. I was happy that they got this tag team to go against too, like someone that can match their style and pace and everything. And I think this was a great matchup for Jordan and Alec too, to kind of showcase their second match ever as a tag team, I think.
Well, so I kind of wrote this in my wrap up, but I'll kind of mention it now. I basically put here that I feel this was the type of match where Jordan and Alec are walking away from this as better wrestlers. I just feel like, oh no, what's got you laughing over there?
Great one.
That's true.
We don't need Stanley anymore. We don't need Stanley.
Jordan grabbed the mic early and said Subculture is one of the best teams in the world. He also said that he's been at home waiting to come back, and they're going to go the distance with these tag titles. I'm really looking forward to that. Great job, John Ash, for providing those quick replays. When Price or Oliver were on the outside, I want to give them credit because they kept working with the fans, keeping them involved. They also kept putting each other over. Jordan would do something amazing in the ring, and Alex on the outside, like, whoa, look at that. Great hype job, guys. I seen something new from Jordan, and I wanted to talk to you about this for a second. He caught Andrews off the corner turnbuckle and planted him flat on his face like an acid bomb. Have you ever seen that before?
I think he was doing that a little bit like right before he started getting injured.
Okay.
I think now he's kind of more using it as like a finisher kind of near the end. But yeah, I enjoying like his moveset's still evolving. Was still like hit, and I was afraid to see because we didn't really see him a lot in that original tag match where they won the belt. So this was kind of like his first full tag match in front of the GCW audience, and he looked good. He didn't look hurt at all. Didn't look hindered. Him and Alec at a tag team, I think. I don't want to sully the name of Nick Wayne here, but I have to say it. Alec Price and Jordan kind of seem like they're going to gel well and have better chemistry than Nick Wayne and Jordan did as East Coast Express, or East West Express. Sorry. Like, I think that Atticus Fear for his life. Yeah, I'm stuttering over here now. Atticus make me stutter. I just think that even in match 2, that I think their chemistry and just like their explosiveness and how well they just gelled, and especially the third night when well, even the fourth night when we get to the JCW, I think they're gonna be a tag team that's like we talked about how fast and incredible it was to see East West Express kind of do well as together so early. I think this tag team definitely has the ability to do the same.
I'll tell you what got me. Jordan kicked out of a Falcon Arrow. Thought that was kind of interesting. My last note here just said Alec really shined towards the end of the match. He had a unique style of tope that I always love watching. He kind of puts his arms in the air and then flies out of the ring. Our winner here was Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. I wrote that this was a dynamite opener and electric first match for Price and Oliver. I think this is a great peak of what's to come in their championship run. There's a bright future ahead for both men, and a reminder, they both don't need this tag run at all. They're solid singles wrestlers. Just want to put that out there.
All right, so I'm gonna read my notes here so I don't stutter this time. Yeah, I wrote Jordan Price looked incredible as a tag team. I going off your last statement, I really enjoy them as enemies and have them feuding against each other. Like their little feud that they've had kind of had in other promotions, kind of like who's the best on the East Coast, like Northeast Beast, East Coast Ace, was really something to see. And I they're like professional, like motivation to outdo each other. I've been really enjoyed back then, but now as a tag team, they don't need this as a tag team run. I think Alec Price could easily be carrying the JCW title. Jordan was a former JCW champion. I would like to see him maybe even going after the world championship with the opponent makes sense, but I agree with you. They don't need it, but I think for right now, it's good. Gives them something both to do, gives them a chance to showcase and get the crowd into these shows because I think they're high energy and they're like flying all over the place. Really got the crowd involved here. They kind of remind me a little bit of the Hooligans, Paul London and Brian Kendrick.
Ooh.
They were coming at you from all directions, kicks, high flyers, in and out of the ring. Like they were just all over the place. It was fun to watch. Going back to Subculture showed why in this match they're one of the best tag teams in the world as well. I once again, as I said earlier, I'd really enjoy watching them, and I wouldn't mind seeing this kind of continue into a feud if Subculture are going to be around for a minute. But it was another hot match to a hot crowd, and Jordan and Alec gelling so well as a tag team has me excited for their future and future matchups in GCW against future tag teams. And yeah, as some people were saying some other names, I guess it ain't going to happen with the Myers, but there's some tag teams I definitely want to see these two go against.
And yeah, Subculture, I'm with you. Great choice here. I wrote down the quality of the title, and any wrestling company comes down to the quality of the champion and the quality of their opponents. And I felt Subculture did a great job being a solid opponent. I wish we had more quality, cohesive teams like them. No disrespect to any other team at all, but I feel like with these guys, a little mic work would push the fans over the edge with them. And I think that's the only thing we're missing here. There were some fans chanting, "Please come back," after the end of this, and I was actually one of them. I felt like they were a solid tag team, especially on the independent scene.
All right, I got two questions here. I'm going to go serious first one, and then second one, I'm going to kind of play around with this. All right, first one. Yeah, what was the P and YD and P? Young Dumb. Was it Price? Is it Young Dumb and Price? I did I miss them getting a name? It was Young Dumb and Price.
Yeah, it's okay for now.
I still
it's okay for now.
Yeah. Okay.
Give it time. Give it time. What I'm waiting for is when they have a little time to start putting together tag team moves. When the tag team moves break out, that's when that's gonna tell us how well they gel.
The matching gear is gonna be cool to see.
Oh, dude, and you know what? They have similar body types too when it comes to like the skinnier frame. And I think that if they can find something that matches together, it's gonna be badass.
I kind of go originally, I'll get to my next point still, but I kind of go off of Alec Price and Cole where we were talking about them kind of being a tag team and maybe like how are they going to end? How's this tag team run going to end and everything? I said it would be nice to see Alec or Cole kind of one of them turn on each other to end one of these two, like as a way to get the belts off of them and turning it into a feud. Like Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels will be just quick and easy. And I think they're like kind of the two pillars in GCW right now. So it is kind of cool seeing them carry the tag belt while they don't have kind of nothing going for them as singles and maybe for Jordan to get his legs underneath of them. But I would like to see them carry, like their feud could carry companies kind of like back in the day, Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta and all those kind of matchups. I think these two are definitely young talents that could do that in independent wrestling.
Why do I see Price and Jordo breaking out the heart attack? Do it.
That would be awesome.
Do it. And then someone had just asked here, what is Young Dumb? Okay, so Young, Dumb, and Broke, but this one is Young, Dumb, and Price. He's Price, yeah. Was there anything else on this match?
Oh, okay, yeah, second one. So Jordan's kind of said this in every promo since he's been back. Going the distance. What is your thoughts? What is that?
That's his new catchphrase, I think. I think that's what that is that's his new we'll see. I that might be something, if you get a chance, maybe ask him, but I think that's what it is. It's like, you know, too sweet. It's going the distance kind of thing.
I went to like, hey, like I already booked the feud in my head. Like, there it goes. That's the title of their Iron Man match, 60-minute Iron Man match in one of these shows. Like, going the distance. Alan Price versus Jordan. Any ends on Jordan? Any ends? I don't know about ends. I like the new music. I was kind of disappointed in LA. They pulled out the old music in LA, and I was sad because I kind of like the Zack Sabre, the kind of beat and feel that his new song felt like. And I think they reused it at the JCW show, if I'm not mistaken. It was nice to hear it back then.
And I'm gonna counter the music. I'm still warming up to it. I don't like change because I'm an old guy, but yeah, I'm still warming up to it. I like that they kept the original Young, Dumb, and Broke in there, and then it switches over. It's just gonna take a while for me, but I'm getting there.
I'm like this when they like, it kind of caught in my head. Like, I was like, just real quickly, just the change of it into like Zach. I have Zack Sabre, just kind of fits the Zack Sabre entrance in it. Just like, yeah, the Young, Dumb. I like it. I very much am a fan of the new music for sure. Machine Gun Kelly, Pop Punk, WCW. Jesus. Oh my God. All righty then. I'll be the only fan of it. Me and you, James. I got you, man. Yeah, that's all I had to say about that matchup.
I'm ready to roll too, man.
Next one is for the JCW Championship, as it is Masha Slamovich defending the belt against Jonathan Gresham.
This was the exact wrestling match everyone expected it to be. Very wrestling heavy, lots of back and forth. There was innovation and plenty of counters. Fans were a touch quieter, as this was a match to watch. I'll explain. Most matches have a participatory feel like the previous one. You know, Oliver and Alec were pushing the fans to clap and cheer. But these types of singles technical matches don't have that naturally. Fans just prefer to watch because what they're doing requires the fans to pay attention. I put here that this match had 14 minutes to breathe, and it satisfied the pure wrestling fan. I kept this one simple because there just wasn't, there wasn't weapons to report or a story. Our winner here and retains Masha Slamovich. How did you feel about this match, B?
As you said, it was everything I enjoyed and expected of it. Yeah, pure wrestling. It was another strong match. These two worked so well together. Masha with her striking, and Gresham breaking her limbs down so that way she couldn't do the striking. His storytelling that he does is just awesome. His in-ring psychology is next to none. I love how he sets up moves happening later in the match, early on, while working on those body parts, like how he set up, like Masha knew Masha was going to go for that lariat, worked on her arm, and she couldn't use it later in. He tells amazing stories that way, and Masha played to it to perfection in this one, selling amazingly. This was probably the most trouble we found her in all her title defenses so far. That kind of gets my hopes up a little bit. I've been calling for change on no fault of Masha's, but I will quickly start changing my mind if you give me matchups like she's had recently defending the JCW title belt against like Gresham's and Thatcher's and her other recent title defense. I just forgot all over Collective Weekend. Those are what I want to see Masha in. I don't want to see Masha again against the locals. I want to see Masha against the best of the best for that JCW title. And this match just, I think, solidifies my point further of why I've been rooting for it. And they both just told a great story in this one. I enjoyed too, also like the quick spurts of action and the storytelling. So yeah, this was everything I wanted, and I was left very happy with this match. Our next matchup is Atticus Cogar versus Sam Stackhouse.
All right. So I'm just going to say right now, old KJ Orso there is not very happy. He's literally waiting to see if we say anything about the match. I'm going to
still in
report
here?
what I saw.
I saw the
I
tweet.
don't.
I saw the tweet he just made. I
Yeah.
don't know if he's still in here. I got some things
Yeah.
to say.
Well, he saw it, so I'm just going to go through what I reported and go from there. Sam was motivated by anger. I was sitting front row. He was literally yelling, Brett, turn off the fucking music and get Atticus out here now. No shit. Sam lost his smile. When Sam's in monster form, he is scary. I enjoyed, and so did the fans, seeing that other side of him. Atticus was pulling out chairs in the first few minutes. They were delivering chair shots to each other's backs. Sam chants kept rolling throughout the UCC. Oh no, is he in chat?
He's in
Oh
chat.
no. Okay. So anyway, then Atticus gets a door, props it in the corner. Sam charges. Atticus sidesteps, and Sam goes back first through the door. Huge GCW chance. Fans pop over Atticus, hitting Sam with the door. Sam fires up and beats down Atticus, and the crowd erupts with the biggest pop I've ever heard for Sam. Atticus brought skewers and he put them in the turnbuckle. Sam hits that turnbuckle and he's stabbed in the chest with about 15 skewers. I'd have to say Sam did a good job holding on to them. It looked really good. Sam caught an Atticus moonsault midair and turned it into a Rikishi driver. Badass move. Atticus brings out his taser, and that is where KJ Orso had run out to make the save. Just kidding. KJ takes the taser, jams it into his best friend's side, and shocks the life out of Sam. Atticus then hits the brain hemorrhage for 3. Our winner was Atticus Kogar. Okay, Atticus was stunned. The look on his face was surprise. I'm going to keep rolling here. KJ's sitting in a chair in the ring, staring down Sam. Sam is upset, saying, why? KJ hits him with a chair. The fans were mad as hell. Huge boos. KJ has a shirt with Sam and Fuego together. That was very touching. Like getting spit on while you're down, really. KJ continues to beat Sam with the chair. KJ's wiping Sam's blood on his shirt. He leaves the ring and comes back out with one of those tough UCC chairs. He hits Sam with it and it doesn't break. So KJ goes ahead and he tears off a piece and starts stabbing Sam in the head. He's bloodied. The fans are not enjoying themselves anymore. They see that there's some real shit going down. KJ puts Sam's head in a chair. He stomps down on the chair. I'm wondering, is Sam's neck okay? Fuck you chants are coming from the crowd now. One piece of trash was thrown in the ring. And I want to say that we've always talked about trash getting thrown and we don't like it, but Bugs Bunny style, just one little piece of trash going in the ring so that like one person speaks for the whole group and throws the rotten tomato. I thought it was okay here. Sam eventually rises to his feet. He has Fuego's mask in his hand and leaves the ring with some help. He just seems so defeated, and his friend just turned. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm really interested to see the dynamic, but I can tell you right now, these aren't good times anymore. Something happened, something switched, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the reasoning behind all of this. And I know he's given some, but I want to hear what he has to say eventually about Strictly Sam, because that broke a lot of hearts. Those guys are like a favorite friendship with GCW fans.
We've seen them so many times on our show, on our previous shows, on our other shows that we used to have. We've seen their friendship, and we had Fuego on just not too long ago, and not good time. Send me the okay.
I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead.
You send the link. Let me
him.
get my review here real fast before he gets on here. All right. This card was once again, just going back to the nonstop action stories. I think that's what got this crowd just hot all night. The crowd ate it up. Sam's intensity set the tone early on in this one, as you said, not waiting for that bell to ring and not doing his normal happy entrance. That moonsault into the Emerald Flosion was insane live. Yeah, I will go back to here. Right? Rikishi driver was insane. I jumped and I was standing already. That move was crazy. Stackhouse, just keeps on improving. As you said, that he had one of the loudest pops on top of Phoenix. LA was definitely cheering for Sam all night long. this is cinema with every Atticus match ever since he's been back. Every match, every video, every run-in has had so much meaning and excitement, and he's been undeniable since being back. And we've said before that an angry Sam is a series scam, and as right now, I want to see more of it, and I believe we will, as Fuego has lots of explaining to do while backpedaling from Sam, as he turned his back on the last thing he had in this wrestling business, his brother Stackhouse. He lost his contract, he's lost his mask, now he's lost his state of mind. Once Sam gets his hands on him, we'll be back to the drawing board for KJ. I would love to see and hear a reasonable explanation on why he turned his back on Sam. But hopefully we get to hear it before Sam gets his hands on him, because Stackhouse is not going to be a happy Stackhouse when he gets back. And in a GCW ring, that is for sure.
Ooh, right here. Great one says, so what's the biggest UCC turn? Manser on Effie or KJ on Stackhouse? That's a rough one. Those are two really big friendships right there.
We were there for both.
Oh my gosh, you're right. We were there for both. Oh,
yeah.
Maybe we're bad luck.
I would say, man, I think Fuego, maybe it's recently biased, but that was just so unexpected. I mean, we've had him on our show. I'm sorry. KJ. Sorry, KJ. It's going to take a while here, but man, Fuego's got me heated here. Yes, like Stackhouse and Fuego, we've seen them on the chat. We've seen them talk about each other. We had Fuego on and talking about Atticus and what everything that Sam has meant to him. And for him to turn his back was totally unseeable. That KJ was literally more shocking for sure with the taser. Yeah,
I don't. Oh shit!
All right,
get him on. He wants to talk.
All right,
get the man on.
KJ on here. KJ,
what is this? What is this somber mood in your voice, B? Huh? What is this? What's going on here?
Why did you turn your back on Stackhouse? Like the one person that was saving you from Atticus and Otis.
The one person that's been saving who? First of all, I will not sit here and tolerate the hypocritical words coming out of both of your guys' mouths. I have watched and listened since the day that Atticus stepped foot back in GCW. How much you guys have put him over, frothed at the mouth at all the possibilities of what he could do in GCW. How you constantly, never once talked about Atticus the way you talked about me and what I just did. Huh? I watched as I was tied up in Phoenix, Arizona. And all you guys could speak about is how you couldn't wait to see the Koga brothers get tag title shots. How you couldn't wait to see Atticus move on to the world championship. Huh? I had just had the best match of my life against Zack Sabre Jr. And the next day, I had to deal with Atticus's bullshit. And all you guys could do was come on here and blow Atticus Kogar. So don't sit here and act like, oh my God, what Fuego did was so bad. What KJ Orso did. B, get my name right, because you messed it up twice now. My name is KJ Orso, and I will no longer answer to that dead name ever again in my life.
My apologies,
Fuego del Sol might have been Sam Stackhouse's best friend, but he means absolutely nothing to me.
So you're not afraid of any repercussions from Sam after this?
Repercussions. First and foremost, I've said it to Brett Lauderdale, and I'll say it to both of you guys right now. As far as why I did what I did to Sam Stackhouse, you can get Triller TV or you can buy tickets to Rochester, New York on May 18th, this Sunday. And you can come and pay good hard-earned money to find out exactly why I did what I did. Everyone wants an answer, and I will gladly get into my ring, my GCW ring, and grab my microphone, and then I will grace everyone with the information they are just so eager to know. But until then, I will call everyone else out on their bullshit. starting with you two. Okay? Sam
Sorry,
got
KJ.
what he deserved. Simple as that. And when I start speaking out of turn, when I start speaking lies, if you can sit here and say that you haven't treated me with the same, if you didn't treat Atticus Kogar with the same disrespect that you just treated me with, because you haven't, because you've done nothing but talk good about it. But God forbid, I have my own reasons and I get into a ring and do what I need to do. And now, oh my God, KJ Orso is the worst person in the world. What a bad friend KJ Orso is.
Did anything from this happen because of the Atticus match? Did you possibly learn anything from that match?
It's been in front of your face. Go watch Phoenix, Arizona. Go watch St. Louis, Missouri. Go watch Las Vegas, Nevada. It's been in front of your face the whole time. Listen, when it comes to Sam Stackhouse, for damn near 2.5 years, I've done everything in my power to help that guy. I've done everything in my power to push him forward. I am a former television star. Do you not think I can negotiate my way into getting flights around the country? Do you not think I can constantly be booked other places? No, I would jump in the car and drive 20 hours to Los Angeles, or 15 hours to Las Vegas, or 12 hours up to Denver, or 22 hours to New Jersey, just so I could help that guy get on a show. So, if anything, I've been too nice to Sam Stackhouse for 2 years. And I think I've been too nice to everyone for 11 years. I think I've been so nice that this business has walked all over me for 11 long years. And now, when I finally stand up for myself, when I finally take this stupid mask off my face, reveal to the world just how goddamn good looking I am and just how well of a speaker I really can be, now people have a problem with what I do and what I say. No, I will walk over people now. And I started with Sam Stackhouse.
Sounds like a man who's in the driver's seat. You've got a lot going on.
Right.
I am so sorry we're in the way of some of this, because this is a different man, and we're not used to KJ yet. So my goodness, I'm still floored. I'm still trying to figure it out. KJ, I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Sam Stackhouse is still floored. I hope everyone enjoys your little show. I'm glad y'all got the new thing set up or whatever the hell this is, but I will not tolerate disrespect. What you should be saying is, what a moment. What you should be saying is, oh my goodness, we have a star in GCW once again. What you should be saying is, hey, on a night filled with some of the biggest moments in GCW history, you know what brought the most numbers, the most eyes, the most clicks, the most buzz to Joey Janela's Spring Break? It was Fuego del Sol unmasking. And then on a night where you have Matt Tremont defending the Ultraviolent Championship, where you have Jordan Oliver and Alec Price defending the Tag Team Championships, where you have Matt Cardona's return back to GCW, where you have Effie versus Alexander Hammerstone. You know who had the most eyes, the most buzz, and the most attention at the UCC in LA? The star known as KJ Orso. And guess what? If that wasn't enough, I just showed up on Game Changer World, and I gave you a little bit more buzz, a little bit more clicks, and a little bit more attention, and graced you with the presence of a star named KJ Orso. Have fun with your show, boys, and have a great night. And I'll see everyone in Rochester, New York this Sunday on Triller TV for GCW.
Woo! And good. That was it.
I had more questions.
Hey, okay, right now it sounds like KJ is making all of his own rules, and for us to even try to get in the middle of it is just not worth going for. I'll tell you this much: we were graced by his presence.
Maybe
he called us out on bullshit.
Well,
what you gonna do?
This was gonna be my question, as great one so brilliantly pointed out, where Atticus never really betrayed anyone, as KJ has apparently done with Stackhouse. And
Oh, let's not wake the lion again now.
yeah, I know. Sorry. I got all my answers. We're good. Sorry, I'll listen on Sunday. I'll go rewatch the shows. I need to stop talking here, yeah, because someone said I got 3 bodies. I got 3 people that if I go out, I got 3 people that can be suspects. That is not good. Okay. So yeah, that's a good point here. Atticus has no friends to explain no betrayals made. Yeah, I'm interested to see what caused him to throw away, as he said, all those years of friendship and brotherhood down the drain in one instant. And yeah, as he said, though, he's definitely the talk of the town. He's definitely one of the biggest things we wanted to talk about tonight and make sure we gave it time, because we've been fans of, well, used to be fans. I guess I used to be a fan of Fuego. KJ. And Stackhouse, and they were just on here. That was the album was on accident. That was accident. It's hard. Yeah, we enjoyed them. We used to talk to them before the Phoenix shows. Like they were on our shows. We were friendly, and that turn was not. That's not who we had on our show. Was just now KJ. That's not who we had on a couple of weeks ago prior to the show at Collective. So yeah, I'm interested to hear what this new KJ and the newfound everything that he has, what he has to say. So yeah, all right, I'll stop talking here.
No, I'll say this much though. We were his last major interview before Fuego had burnt away into KJ. We were his last major interview. So I mean, we caught the tail end before basically he snapped and said me first. Maybe that's the way to put it, right? Does that sound kind of where he's at? Is like, me first?
I from what I felt like, it seems like he doesn't think Sam was helping him more than he was helping Sam. And that's a very interesting way to explain it, as Sam was the one taking the physical beatings and abuse. And now that he's able to get rid of the mask, that's something he could have done just a couple months prior and saved a possible friendship. And what has changed between taking that mask off that night in Phoenix to now, as we see in KJ Orso, it's going to be interesting to see. Now KJ's
something snapped. Something snapped. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Sorry, KJ. All right, let's move on to the next match. It is Miyu Yamashita versus Maki Ito.
Okay, I'll admit it. I can't hear Miyu's music without wanting to play video games. She's got video game music for entrance music. I've been playing video games since the youngest of times. It makes me want to play Super Nintendo. I love the Maki Death Kill entrance much better than her original entrance that she came from Japan with. She walks out, she grabs a beer, she slams some, she spits some into the crowd. That's good shit. I also like that we didn't have to have 6 people surrounding her for security, because people were being, nice and normal and not getting grabby or anything or pushing. For some, this is considered a dream stardom match. And it was in Los Angeles, which was kind of interesting. It's across the ocean. So in true stardom fashion, both women didn't hold back. Parts of this match, they were really rough on each other. A good example were the back and forth forearms to the chest. Maki played up her hard head, beating her own head into the turnbuckle, then following up with a kokeshi, one of my favorite moves. Miyu sort of played second fiddle in this match, but did a damn good job being that. Brett mentioned Miyu is a big fan of GCW. She brings a level of quality to the ring. I agree with that 100%. Maki was laying on her back. She threw a defiant middle finger in the air. Miyu followed up moments later with a skull kick and a cover for 3. And our winner here was Miyu Yamashita. What were your thoughts on this match, B?
I wrote, wow, this match tore the house down. The crowd was rocking on this one. This is where I enjoy, though, seeing Maki the most, is seeing her actually show her wrestling side instead of just always the comedy side. She has both in her. That's kind of when I first saw her, like in AEW, like she was really good wrestling, but she had that comedy. But I like the mix, and we kind of see a lot more of the comedy in GCW for a while here, but now we're starting to see a little bit different side of Maki, and I was happy for it. This was another strong match for Miyu as well, and these are the kind of matchups that keep winning me over on Miyu. When her first couple matchups in GCW, I was pretty tough on her. I didn't really connect with her at that time as everyone else did. But over her last like probably 2, 3, 4 months of work, not just in GCW, but outside, I've kind of seen a lot of her work too. And yeah, she's definitely won me over. I'm a fan of her, and seeing these two just kind of tear it up wrestling and not just with the comedy, where there was little comedy with the Maki in her head and the Kakeshi and not selling the skull kicks, as you were saying. I loved it. It made sense. It wasn't just like comedy just to be comedy. It was comedy that made sense
Yes.
and added to the story of the match. And I think that was brilliant. I loved it. It was awesome.
Also, it was really interesting that fans ran up and started beating the mat after this match, when I feel like they should have done that in the Oliver and Price match that had just happened, because they put on a banger, and I feel like everybody was just too shy to run up there. And then once someone cracked the seal, everybody ran up. But yeah, that the Alec and same. Okay, so you were kind of in the same. Yeah,
I was shocked that they ran up there, because that's something we usually see for like giant, big, like huge matchups that just went crazy.
Yeah.
They went crazy in 13, 14 minutes, no buildup. And as you said, like when they people were running, I was like, good for them. Like, because that match was awesome. That crowd was just into it the entire time.
And I think this was a surprising win for Miyu. So I'm wondering if there's more in store for her at GCW, because taking down Maki isn't light. It's just not something that happens all the time, you know? So there's generally some thought put into why you would beat a fan favorite. So maybe there's something more here.
Yeah. All right. The next matchup was Ninja Mac versus Star Boy Charlie.
Okay, so Drew is the name of one of the 4 people in my little crew. He's been to as many shows of us as us minus 1 in the last couple years. Years ago, Ninja Mac was his introduction to GCW and his favorite wrestler. So after almost 3 years, Drew finally got to see him in LA that night. So Drew is 20, and he bought a Ninja mask. Ninja signed it. I even put a little picture online where he fell asleep with it on. What, you know, like a kid, you know. Starboy is loved in LA. He always puts on a quality match. It's great to see how far he's come in the last few years. I was able to watch a match not that long ago from 2021 that we reviewed on GCW's Patreon page. And he had grown so much since that first match that we had seen with him over there 4 years ago. Starboy had some badass looking boots. They were like powder blue with a sparkly dark blue flame. They matched his painted blue flames on his overalls. I never mentioned that unless it was cool looking, and something about it just looked badass. Ninja was in black with the red mask and sash. I also love that look for him. We did have a good talk after the show. We didn't have the show set up in time. Otherwise, you would have been treated to a Ninja Mac interview. So I do want everyone to know down the road here, we will have a Ninja Mac interview when it comes time. We were trying to do something around BOSJ, but it just didn't happen that way.
Bet on it. I've been dying to say this.
Bet on it. About 1 minute in, I knew these two wrestlers were going to match up well, and they did. Starboy was the perfect opponent for Ninja this night. The fighting went into the crowd. Ninja used the trash on Starboy, Paul London style. They decided to fight on the ledge in one of the corners of the building. Starboy Charlie delivers a Hurricane Rana on Ninja through that trash can from earlier on the floor. Just one example of some of the fun, unique moves that we'd seen at times. They had a battle of pinning combinations and slipped into a sleeper hold. Fans were yelling tap. Ninja was hitting a bunch of flips. He catches Starboy with the sunset bomb and through a door bridge. They get back in the ring. Ninja hits the Ninja bomb, which is basically a corkscrew 630, and he wraps up Charlie for 3. Our winner in this one was Ninja Mac, and same thing. Fans ran up to the ring and just started pounding on it immediately, and I think this one definitely deserved it.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of keep this short and sweet because you kind of said a lot of the things that I'm going to say too. It was another strong stylistic matchup where both showed how deep their bag was with their reversals, technical moves, their crazy unique moves, brawling to the outside, and then the crazy and finishing moves in sequence. Bravo, fellas. Welcome back, Mac. That was a brilliant match. Did you see, obviously, the I forgot what they called that what he just did the other day to the outside of the ring and flipping all the way
Yes.
to the outside and how that went viral. Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, if anybody hasn't seen it, what happened was Ninja started doing his patented backflips. He had actually done backflips, backflipped out of the ring, and then continued to backflip for another, 30 feet or so to finally hit his opponent. I mean, yeah, right here, Utley, super ninja.
It was sick.
Ninja did flips, you say?
Right. All right. Our next matchup is a three-way match, as it is Zara Zacher, Brittany Brooks, and Vipress.
Okay, this was really cool because it was a very regional match. Zara's from San Diego, Vipress from LA, and Brittany's from Phoenix. Vipress is way over in LA after her change of gear and attitude. It's really cool to see people dancing in LA to Lean Like a Cholo, especially as a white guy, like watching everybody like do the these girls work their asses off, and I'm proud they're from our area. There was a nasty spot where Vipress had Brittany on her shoulders and Zara speared Vipress. Like, it looked nasty. This was not one of those awkward three-ways where someone is always sitting cold while the other two wrestle. Never happened here. I felt like there was an invisible 10-foot tether rope that they kind of stayed within that radius of each other the whole time. And I feel like they actually did a three-way much better than I think most GCW people do. And I think it's because, like I said earlier, they were tethered together and the action never stopped. Our winner here, Zara Zacher, excellent women's wrestling. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant too. I was kind of worried, kind of the time and how close it was near the end of the card and how rushed it was going to be. But even that little short time they give, as you said, it was just constant, just movement. It wasn't one in, two in, one out of the entire time. It was just constant action, and the crowd once again was just stayed hot, and they kept the crowd into it. And I'll go off of what you said, like one positive from each one. Vipress, yeah, has definitely gotten way more over in LA than when her first couple appearances when she first started in GCW. So that's been awesome to see. Zara Zacher is phenomenal. I think she's just been insanely good. She's been killing it, and it's been awesome seeing. Brittany Brooks just showed how much she has grown and as a wrestler as of late, and she's just as right there. She's right behind them, and yeah, this was a good three-way match that I just based off of everything and time-wise, I wasn't really kind of expecting too much of just kind of giving them some time, but they just made the most of their time and earned the crowd over and won them over the entire time. It was awesome to see.
Right here.
That's
Zara needs to be in a tag team with Sydney. Ooh, never thought about that, but those two would work like crazy together. I'd watch that any day. Absolutely any day. What else do we got here? Great one said Zara's already ID'd. Brittany's not going to stay indie very long. See them while you can. 100%. I feel like all three of those ladies are going somewhere. It's just a matter of when. Yeah. It was only, dude, this was only 6 minutes long. They really packed it in for 6 minutes. I'm not going to lie. I wrote the notes myself, but I'm just now looking back going, that was only 6:09.
It was quick, but like, it wasn't one of those ones like it just felt like it quicked and ended suddenly. And it was just out there. Like it had everything it needed and they went crazy with it. I loved it. Like it was just like, just so much action in such a little space and time. And they just didn't like, I don't know how to explain it. Like they just kind of didn't stop. Like they just were going, and it was fun to see.
For 6 minutes too. That's like a perfect three-way. Like they packed it the whole way. They were in, they were out. They did their job and they impressed everyone. I mean, I don't think it gets much better.
Yeah, especially after everything the crowd has seen, and to keep them on their feet for this one was awesome. Our next matchup was for the GCW World Championship, as it was Effie defending it against Hammerstone.
All right. In my mind, Hammerstone is one of the first real threats to the GCW champion, Effie. There were huge Hammerstone chants here. I'll just go ahead and put it to someone who hasn't seen him before. He's big. He's a 25-time champion, currently holding 2 titles, the Vox Ultra Championship and the NTLL Heavyweight Championship. He could easily carry the GCW belt and look good doing it. I really do feel right now on the scene, he's an untapped asset. I'm happy that we got him over here even for one match. I would like to see him here more. I think he could do a lot to improve and boost the roster, the roster. I enjoyed the more talented local and regional workers being on the second half of the card. I feel that gives fans a sense of pride knowing that our wrestlers can show up that high on the card and deliver. Effie's entrance gets the real Elton John music, and we get big Effie chants in return. The fans just seem happy to cheer for both in this match. Hammer played a fun heel. He was posing, mocking. People were cheering. We had a meat chant. Both men are large, and that makes for a good match for me. Big punches, big impacts. Hammerstone established his strength early. Effie saw that he'd have to use his wits to get around the big guy. One of the cameras at ringside, it's the guy in the blue shirt. That camera was out of focus a lot during the show, and I'm thinking maybe the camera was having issues. I was happy to see a Hammerstone burning hammer. Moments later, Effie rallied, but had to pull out most of his power moves in this arsenal just to get caught back up. Perch hits the 3 count, but stood up and called it a 2. I like how he handled that. Fans were chanting, "You fucked up." Poor Perch. Give him a break. Hammerstone went for the Nightmare Pendulum, and Effie turned that into a surprise roll-up for 3. So our winner here was Effie. He still retains. I feel that Hammerstone played along well and looks like he had fun doing it. I was kind of hoping to see a Nightmare Pendulum, but those are dangerous if the opponent isn't privy to working with it. If you haven't seen one from Hammerstone, expect one someday. They are impressive. What did you pull away from this match, man?
One of the more impressive Effie title defenses in his title reign so far. This was, like, as you said, probably one of the more credible threats based off of size and Hammerstone's background and everything else. And yeah, Hammerstone definitely, the crowd was behind him, and he showed up and looked really good with Effie. Like, it was like just one of those old school, like just early 90s WWF matches, and it was fun to kind of see like change of pace of everything else we saw throughout the night. A nice kind of old school throwback wrestling that kind of told a lot of stories within working crowd work and big, like as you said, big meaty moves over there. A lot of beef and muscle being thrown around in that match. And yeah, this was one of the fun matches I have enjoyed from Effie, and him defending the title, and Hammerstone getting the chance to go after it in LA and delivered on his chance there. I thought it was a good look, and I want to see Hammerstone still booked in GCW on the West Coast a little bit more often.
Dude, same. He's another one of those. It's like an instant. Yep. It's an instant good match. Yeah, great one said, I like that Effie needed to hit the small package as a last chance desperation move to avoid the pendulum because he was it was not looking good for Effie there for a while. And yeah, ZMZO coming from Las Vegas, Hammerstone and Jay Vidal. Shout out FSW alumni. Hell yeah, that's where I know at least I first saw Jay and Hammerstone was FSW.
Yep, same. That leads us into our main event, as it is for the GCW Ultraviolent Championship, as Matt Tremont defends the belt against Ares.
All right, I love the Ultraviolent match being the main event. Something about that feels right. And the show in violence, it's GCW. I think that's the way it should go. Also here, great job by referee Chad Rico for handling this crazy main event. I don't know if I've ever seen him handle an ultra-violent main event in LA, but if this is his first, heck yeah, we love Chad. Ares is also loved in LA. If this was any other opponent, Ares would have been the face of the night. This was a rare singles appearance from Ares, and this is his first ultra-violent match. Personally, I wouldn't have had black makeup on his forehead, especially for showing blood. I would have had him in white face paint up here, but I know that that's just, his first death match. So he's not really thinking about, how the blood looks in that sense.
I don't think it's his first death match. I'm going to cut you off there. Not his first death
You don't
match.
think it is? Or
no, I know
not his first death match at GCW?
Parker with Glass, yeah. Maybe in GCW, maybe GCW, we might be right there. But I thought like he had like him and Drew Parker had a pretty crazy match in San Diego. But death match, ultra-violent, you might be right technically on that one.
Well, let's see here then. Let me just move this back here. Okay, so then Matt Tremont comes out. The LA fans erupt. This is special, and everyone knew it. Green, white, and black streamers rain down on him as he enters the ring. So Don't expect streamers at LA often. That was rare. I don't know how many people subscribe to GCW's Patreon, but not this time, but the time before that, we found out that liquids plus the dye in the streamers stain the UCC floor. So that had happened, like I said, not last time, but the time before, and Brett had to pay to get the floor cleaned. So in this situation, you know, luckily all the fans kicked in and picked it all up. We kind of all knew what the situation was. So this was a very responsible streamer party that we had. Very good job by the fans, though, for being responsible. Matt has announced, and even more streamers flew, and the fans were pounding the ring. I'm really hoping that Matt felt the amount of respect that LA fans were giving him. The bell rings, fans rise to their feet, and different cheers are flying around the building. The shit was rowdy. It took a solid minute to get the match underway because the fans were too hot. Great to watch back if you have a chance. Ares pushed Tremont to the outside. Credit to Tremont for moving slightly to the right to avoid smashing into my wife. Thank you so much. That's good looking out. I do appreciate that, and so does the camera in her hand. About the 4-minute mark, out comes the fork. The Black Abdullah has come alive. The spot where Matt takes a gusset to the head, then it gets pounded in with a chair, was just wild. Then we had the squirting of the blood on the floor, just amazing. At times, because we were ringside, we could see it, but blood would just squirt out throughout the match. Sometimes Matt would just, you know, oomph it a little too hard and out a little bit would come. Ares seriously held his own here. Fans were solidly behind any offense he could get in. Everyone was chanting GCW and this is awesome during the match. Matt's face was completely red. Ares was setting up chairs and he does like the little guitar like La Parka. I don't know how many people, commentary did not realize that that was La Parka. I know someone just said he's playing chair guitar. I'm like, that's La Parka. Old guy shit. Out comes a ladder. Fans love to see that. We saw the ladder under there earlier in the show, and we wondered when it was going to be used. Well, it was used for the main event. The ladder gets set up on the chairs, and we have what looks like basically a ladder bridge across, I think, 6 to 8 chairs. Both were trading right hands, and then they got up on top of the ladder bridge, and they were trading punches. Matt lays down. Ares comes off the top turnbuckle with the double stomp. How this ended was like this. There were a bunch of chairs stacked on top of the ladder, and Tremont hits a power bomb onto the chairs, covers for 3. So Matt Tremont retains. And yeah, I'll stop right here. What were you thinking about this main event? Because good God, this was wild, dude. 18 minutes long, too.
I was happy being an Ares fan, and him getting kind of a main event title match in LA was pretty awesome. The streamers was cool for both competitors, and yeah, this match delivered. Ares is capable of the death matches, of the tag matches, the scrambles. He does everything, and I've been enjoying his work, and this is just another showcase for him to show another piece of what he's able to do as a death match worker / extreme worker. And yeah, he's willing to go do everything, and this one was fun. It's had everything. The blood spurt, I couldn't see it because we were on the opposite side, and just hearing the crowd on the other side, you just hear the crowd go, oh, like what was that? Here's what I do want to shout out. I'm so glad I didn't make a note of this. I'm mad I didn't. Putting live the videos on that Titantron when action was over there, and putting the action on the videos so that way we could see what's going on across the venue was very cool and smart, and that I hope that stays. And that we just caught the blood. I didn't see the squirt because they got it afterwards, but seeing the clip online was nuts, and that was crazy. And yeah, it delivered. Great main event, and what a way to end that show. I know a lot of people calling it all timers. It's hard to disagree, especially for an LA show, because the crowd, every single match, like there was not a down match, a down moment, down time. It was just go, go, go the entire night. And yeah, it was an A+ LA show for sure.
Well, the show went off the air with fans pounding the ring, and I'll just let you know that once the cameras went off, that didn't stop for a while. After the show, I want to say I was very happy I got to finally say hi to Matt, shake his hand, and thank him for being on the show. And I'll just say it again, class act. Thank you so much, Matt, for just shaking hands and saying hi for a minute, and just giving me a couple chances there to just I don't know, be cool for a minute. I don't know if there's a better way to put it. Um, so yeah, that match was over. The show closes, and then there's this weird video, if anybody was watching, and it shows a Guy Fawkes mask and Masha Slamovich holding the JCW title. And at the end, the username was Foxcatcher. And that's all that we had seen from that point. What were your thoughts on that?
I love those little teasers and Easter eggs, especially right at the end of the show like that. Like it makes you all want. I now have to watch until I say live stream has ended on Triller TV, like because of little moments like that. And I have no idea what that was or what it meant. I still kind of have no idea what it is. Like who could be behind it? Who's putting the bounties on Masha? The wordings were kind of, I don't know if on this one it was just kind of the video. The next night we kind of see like a little bit more with the wording and the bounty and stuff like that. But I'm very interested to see who is behind this and how this plays out, because that it's interesting. I love little very cryptic messages like this. Like one of my favorite things in wrestling was the old Jericho Save Us, where like you go on the WWE.com and every time you saw the number 2, you could click the number 2 and it send you to a video. Like those things rule in wrestling for me. I love those little Easter eggs and cryptic messages. And I have no idea. What are your thoughts? Like, do you know anything about this guy? I don't know anything about this mask or anything.
Okay, so have you ever seen the movie V for Vendetta?
Heard about it, kind of saw it was like about within that movie, yes.
So I'll just give you like the little bit of a, okay, so Guy Fawkes, that was a mask that a gentleman wore back in the day. And he was very anti-government. He was very anti-big politics. So he had actually, well, I'll just go with the movie. Basically, this person was anti-politics, anti-politicians, anti-the news, anti-establishment. And so basically here, I think what's trying to be portrayed is that this person has seen Masha in this position for so long that they want to tear down that system and rebuild with something new. So, I mean, do you have an idea of who it may be?
Something just flew in my mind because I just put 2 and 2 together. Like literally just did that's what I was typing in. Foxcatcher, right? Foxcatcher's that wrestling movie, right? About that old like wrestling coach, like legit amateur wrestling.
I believe so.
If I'm not mistaken. And now, like the last 2 people that Masha has kind of defended the belt against are kind of catch wrestlers with Timothy Thatcher and Jonathan Gresham. I don't know. Like I just put those 2 in mind. Maybe if does Foxcatcher have anything to do with the style of catch wrestling that Masha's been kind of doing? Is it someone with that background? Is it someone with history? I have no idea.
I think
that would be crazy. I'd pop on that one. If I see, now you got my hopes up because he brought in Lee Moriarty for the JCW show. If you could pull off that name for a JCW show and have that person be around for a little bit, I will pop big time. Gresham, Thatcher, Carter, Darius Carter. That'd be interesting. I like Great One's idea. Great One's idea is awesome.
What we got here for Great One? Oh yeah, the bounty hunter. So what I'm thinking is, and I'm kind of sticking with this still, I feel like to this day, Allie Katch still should have been our first women's GCW world champion. I wonder if this is Allie Katch coming to take what may be hers. And I only say that because Allie maybe, yes. So I wonder, yes.
Wow. That if they could weave all that would be cool.
And now I'm just guessing. I don't know. I even tried to listen to the voice without the distortions, and I can't tell if it is a female or a higher pitched male voice. So I'm not really sure either.
And well, with all these names that have just been released too, it made it seem like someone like, hey, like you left me to go be better instead of like bringing me kind of like with you. It's kind of like, I was thinking someone like someone like maybe an Impact or one of those maybe recently released names if there's any history there, but I don't know.
And Shroomy asks, would Allie be healed that quickly? How was Allie in Vegas at the Collective, B? She was mobile enough.
Mobile.
Mobile enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not fully recovered. I mean,
Not
I don't know
fully
her
recovered.
situation, but
Yeah,
she
correct,
was
correct,
mobile
correct.
enough to where if she needed to walk out and cut a promo, she
I
could.
hope not. A great one. I wouldn't mind seeing it like in a month or 2 months at most, but if it drags on, unless like I mean I'm saying this now, but as the videos come out, they're going to get better and better. I'll probably be more into it if they drag it on longer and longer. I don't know though.
Well, yeah, we're only talking about this video. The next
First
video
yeah.
on the JCW show is much more revealing than this one.
Yeah.
So,
all right, so that's it for crazy spooky.
You want to show a video real quick for a second just to kind of break and
so I got 2 videos here. I totally forgot to show the video for the LA show before we
That's okay.
Let me get it ready here for you. Yeah, I got the videos here.
Killer Kelly.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's a name. That's a name. I wouldn't mind seeing her around. Bring Myron around too a little bit more. That'd be fun.
I was gonna say bring the husband with you.
Yeah, but I mean, Killer Kelly would be very fun. And she's a very good wrestler. I wouldn't mind seeing her kind of being the one behind that. All right, so we're gonna play the quick little recap of the LA show that we just talked about, and then I'm gonna play a quick little video of the Portland show that we're going in. And that's another thing too, Reed. I wonder how much the prices are going to go up and everything. It's obviously got to be someone rich too. It makes me kind of change my mind in thinking. And then after the LA show, we're going to the Portland show. Then we will cover the Portland show real fast. All right, here we go.
Be right back, boys and girls.
I heard you guys. Yeah, sorry about the sound. I don't know what's going on with it. If you're new to our channel, welcome. That kind of well, we thought we fixed it, and I guess I did not. I apologize. This next video probably won't have any sound either.
Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it.
Yeah.
Now I just put in chat. I just put in chat. Take this time to meditate. 1 minute to yourselves.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. There's the Portland one. All right, that is from GCW's We Still Don't Trust You.
Reed
in
Harris making his own music.
I apologize about that, guys. That's my fault. The original videos we got were a little too big and not able to upload it, but we will get it figured out for next time.
What's this wee shit? Fuck it. It's all on B.
It's all on me. It's all on me. Yeah, I will fix it next time. I thought I had it fixed and I apparently did not. That's why I was kind of stunned when you guys said no sound. I was like, oh shit. All right. So this show's from the Hawthorne Theater in Portland, Oregon. And John, I'll let you start us off here.
All right. This was GCW's debut in Portland. This also was a smaller show venue-wise. However, it was packed. So the fans were pumped. They were slamming the ring, chanting GCW. This is just that kind of canned excitement that I love to see on any show. The lighting here was weird, so I guarantee it was a little difficult for production. Again, I think it's got to be the equipment here because hard cam kept going out of focus. I don't know if anybody else was noticing that on this one. Yeah, same thing. I think someone else had mentioned here that the it might be too far back, but they were talking about how it was a little dark while they were watching on their tablet, and they were wondering how it was here. I don't know. I don't have a fan report from here. I'm sure the lighting was decent. It's just those two really bright spotlights that were in there kind of throws everything off. So anyway, Emil yells, "I'm in Portland." Fans seem primed, a little wild, and I like that. Emil was pulling multiple duties this night, doing commentary and announcing. And on top of the commentary, he handled a majority of that duties on his own with, help from Lauderdale every now and then. So great job on Emil for all that work. Oh, yep, there we go. There we go. Yep. Poor Ash. He never hears anything good. We love you, Ash.
We try to say some good here. Come on.
Oh, no, we always say something good. It's just, but yeah, that Ash right there for listeners, that's the gentleman who handles production. And I want you to know that he is absolutely awesome. You'll never hear me say anything bad about him for sure.
Never.
So yeah, I think that rolls us into our first match, right?
Yes, and our first match is a tag team match, as it is the Bollywood Boys going against the Midnight Heat, Eddie Pearl and Ricky Gibson.
All right, so Bollywood comes out. The Northwest is their region. They're driving at least 6 hours south to get to Portland from BC, if that's where they still live. I also like the crowd work on their entrances. It's always fun for them to get out into the crowd, and they're like, hey, hey. It's always fun. This is Midnight Heat's GCW debut. The team consists of Eddie Pearl and Ricky Gibson. They've been wrestling together since 2017. They are from Portland, and this match was their 199th match together as a team. They've won 10 championships in their careers and are currently the Prestige Tag Team Champions for the third time, 30 days in running. Their longest title reign was as the Defy Tag Team Champions for 743 days, just a touch over 2 years. Both are billed at 6 feet tall. Eddie's been wrestling 9 years. Ricky's been wrestling 20 years. So there's a little catch up on that. Although I can tell you, Portland fans knew exactly who Midnight Heat were because the match hadn't even started and they already had a "fuck the Heat" chant. So they were obviously familiar, and that hatred continued throughout the whole match. I have to say, though, both quality teams, wrestling wise, both are big in the Northwest. They followed the tag rules here, which is usually to the heels' advantage. Overall, it was a fast-paced matchup, and the fans ate it up. I also like, again, that the show opened here with two regional familiars, a touch under 8 minutes, and it felt like we got a lot more than that. Our winner in this one was the Bollywood Boys. What were your thoughts on this one, man?
Smart first match, as the fans know both teams very well. Both teams worked very well together and had a nice it was a nice opener to warm up the crowd. Yep, there you go. There you go.
Well,
Exactly what
what's
we
this
were
one?
saying.
Oh,
No,
what
just
about?
what
I'm
we were
thinking.
saying,
Yeah, I thought it was good. And the night before in LA, I feel like the talent were good enough. They didn't need to be on the beginning of the card. They needed to be higher up on the card. Bollywood are also like a higher card guy, and they opened up here. And I think this was just the right place for them. I mean, they just bring the energy.
Yeah, for sure, especially in that territory.
Oh, yeah.
Our next matchup was Jordan Oliver versus Randy Myers.
Oh, Randy. I love Randy's entrance. He's got that classic song. He's hugging people. It's fun. It's memorable. It's friendly. I think it's a great step forward. Going from the first few minutes, he would be considered lovable to a lot of new fans. I like art with my art, and I feel like I'm getting that with Randy. Randy is from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and was trained by Bruce and Ross Hart, who were both trained by Stu Hart. So we actually have a legit trained guy right there in Randy. He's no slouch. This would also be Jordan Oliver's first singles match back since his injury 9 months ago. We are very happy for him. B, I'll stop right there. How happy are you to see back your favorite GCW wrestler?
Nice. It's been fun. It's been it's been different because like obviously like I used to watch wait for his matchups to be announced on the cards, and then like okay, that's a good matchup, and then him not being on the cards just kind of felt weird, not looking for his name, and now seeing his name pop up. It's been fun, and as you said, he kind of well, I guess you'll get there in a minute, but yeah, it's been nice having Jordan back for sure.
Yeah, and I will just say this real quick too. It was nice to follow up on a Big Gay Brunch debut. This happens at least every year for me. There's one or two performers on Big Gay Brunch I fall in love with. Randy was the one this year for sure. Sorry about that. I just wanted to go back to that just for a second. I feel both have similar builds and bodies. We had a both these wrestlers chant, and the match hasn't even started yet. This was an interesting matchup because you don't know who the face is. Evenly matched, equally solid performances. You know, it's kind of hard to pick between the two. Randy's unorthodox in some of his stylings in ring, and I feel Jordan did a good job rolling with the punches there. The first half of the match was posturing, and the second half of the match was the wrestling portion. Jordan got Randy to tap out with a Boston Crab. Very impressive there. And
get the name right. Torture Crab, man.
All the time. I'm so used to calling it like old school Boston Crab.
Funny. I think someone did that collective or either this night too, and somebody's like, and one of the announcers corrected him.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm old school on that one. You know what? I think they worked well together, and I honestly think that if they had a couple matches together, they could really do something dynamite here. What did you think in this one?
So I'll kind of follow up with you. That's kind of crazy. So far, we kind of have similar notes to both matches so far. Myers caught my eye at the collective against Jordan in Jordan's first match back. Randy definitely showed me something that I want to see back in GCW. The Weirdo Hero definitely has the crowd going every time I've seen them, and their in-ring work was very good as well. This was kind of like the first matchup I saw. I forgot what interaction I saw Randy in at the collective. It was kind of just like a quick little run. Like he came out and got the entrance. Like he got the big entrance, but then someone came and jumped him. I forgot what it was, but yeah, like the crowd just eats Randy up, and
yes,
I'm a fan too. Like I agree with you. He's one that kind of caught my eye, and I definitely want to see Randy back here. Jordan looked very healthy in this match, and so far in the two matches he's been back with full on matches. Jordan looks healthy, and that makes me excited to see what his future hold as tag team champions with Alec Price. But I definitely want to follow up with you, Randy. Bring back in GCW for sure, because the Weirdo Hero has every time I've seen Weirdo Hero's gotten like definite big crowd chats and big pops for the entrances and the matches.
Yep, and we always say GCW fans love personality. He is full of personality.
Yep. Our next matchup is for the JCW Championship as Masha Slamovich defends it against Miyu Yamashita.
Dueling chants in this one, but I'd realized something I never thought of before. Masha would have been great in Stardom. Of course, because she's a hard hitter. This was a hard hitting match. Women haven't been holding back in the last few shows at GCW. I definitely want to put that out there. I've noticed that the quality level of some of the matches have went up. I'm going to keep this one short because I know you might have a couple more things to say here, maybe not. But Masha wrapped it up with a White Knight driver. I think this is win number 37 in a row for her, this title defense. So, I mean, she's killing it. Like I said, though, for me, I just need some more booking. I don't mind if she's there, but that's where I'm hoping this Fox situation with the mask and everything comes in. So for me, this just got more interesting, and we needed it for this to continue because both of us were asking for some booking changes in regards to her title run.
So whoever was questioning me earlier about star and stuff, this is from like hour 1 of the show, like before the first hour of the show. But someone asked, they're ready for a new JCW champion. It's been long enough. I hope the bounty is cashed in on soon. I will follow up with you what you're saying. My whole complaint was been the matchups. I just said earlier, these matchups are what I've been asking for this title run. And now I think for me, what it has been missing is the story for the belt. Like, I don't mind the big matchups here or there, like, but like I've been getting them, and I'll talk about this matchup here too. It's been awesome, and this is what I've been missing. I think has been missing in her title run is the name value, but now with the story, I'm fully invested in. Yeah, even just talking about it, even during that little bit, and just now, I've been thinking of other names and how it could possibly work out, and I'm excited, and this is what I think fans have been asking for, and I'm happy that we're getting it. And in this matchup here, I wrote, yeah, this match ruled. They kicked the shit out of each other. Great technical wrestling, strong emotions. You said it was a hard hitting. That's why I laughed. I'm like, oh shit, third match. We got the same notes. Strong emotions in this match. The crowd was into it. These are the defenses that makes Masha's run memorable to me, and what I will remember most throughout all 37 title defenses. Is Emil still saying the like? I know at the beginning of Jordan's run and the beginning of Masha's, he was saying it, but I don't know. I haven't been catching on if he's been saying this is the 37 title defense or defending the title. Okay, I'll pay attention next time.
But it should be said.
Exactly, because it does make it easier for people like us to remember the numbers. Yeah. But yeah, Miyu will be missed. I think I'm now going to miss her. She's been incredible. And Brett asked a great question online a couple weeks ago when this happened. Who should Miyu get when she returns in GCW? What are a couple names you have? Because I have 3 names here. I'm actually going to change one because KJ. I'm changing one answer here. I don't want KJ to say nothing.
So I need to give you 3 for Miyu.
Or you know who's 2. I have 3. I just asked what are a name or 2 that pop up in your mind. I have 3.
I've got one. I wish that the matchup won't happen now. I would have loved to have seen Miyu and Speedball. I think that would have been an excellent matchup at some time.
I think it's happened for maybe another company, but I think
you're probably right.
Yeah.
We've went through so many matches over our career that things have probably happened we've forgotten. Okay, Shroomy has one right here that I think I'm up for. Elena Black.
I'm about to say we have a lot of names we could talk about now.
2 different styles. 2 different styles. Yeah, let's talk about that.
That goes to my 3 here. So stylistically, I want to see her in a match against Alec Price, because like those styles and seeing her trying to keep up with Alex's speed would be fun to watch. Gresham, just because her technical, we always see the striking, the kicking, and everything. I would like to see her kind of like a very similar Miyu or Masha Gresham match in LA. Miyu Gresham, I think, would be a fun, similar matchup. And all right, I'm going to keep this name. Fuck KJ. Atticus. Just for stylistic, that I like to see Miyu get kind of extreme. I forgot who she got extreme with before. I want to say it was maybe Jimmy Lloyd, where she got like cut up a little bit or anything, but she's definitely showcased what Miyu is and what she excels at and what she's all about. If she comes back, I want to see a new Miyu. I want to see her in different style matchup. Then those are 3 stylistic matchup. Jimmy and GI. See, I knew I was right. It was Jimmy. I would like to see kind of just her and evolve it for GCW fans, because I know her style and where her money is going to be a totally different style elsewhere. But I think I would be cool to see her get a little bit extreme in GCW.
Let me just do this real quick here. Little Skittle. What's up, Skittle Squad? Bocce boys. Good to see you here tonight. What else do we have here? Havoc. TJ. What's up, TJ? How you doing tonight?
I got to follow this up here. Shroomy, right there. Stop right there. Yeah, the TJPW. I said this when they first did the collab at the Collective. I think it was 2 years ago, that they bring something different that we kind of see in American women's wrestling, and especially in independent women's wrestling. And I think what they have provided over here has been awesome and fun. And I would love to see more collaborations with the 2. And especially now if we're getting names like Elena Black. Was she coming back as this time?
I'm trying to think of a
Priscilla.
name now.
Priscilla.
It's
Priscilla
going to
Kelly, I
take me a
think is
minute.
it?
Priscilla
Yeah.
Kelly?
I think it is. Yeah, I will say the old name. I forgot, but yeah, seeing those names and seeing Rena, yeah, Rena versus Miyu would be fun too. But yeah, seeing those new names against Miyu and just even against Ali, returning Ali catch against Amaki. Yeah, there's Priscilla Kelly. Okay, yeah, there would be. Those are fun. A lot of fun names now. I'm excited for these new names and people we're going to get in GCW and coming back to as well.
Yeah, you and I quietly during the TJPW show, not this past year, but the year before, we're like, those women are fucking good.
Yeah.
And if we brought them over here, we knew that they'd be an instant upgrade to the cards. And here they are kicking ass.
Yep. I'm excited. Our next match was Mance Warner versus Alan Angels.
So someone threw toilet paper at Alan Angels. Fans really don't like him, up to and including an Alan asshole chant from the crowd. There were very rare Manser chants here. They really wanted Angels ass beat hard when we're getting Mance chants. Mance brought out the first door of the evening, and fans were very happy about that. I'm really noticing that Portland fans boo the shit out of their heels. I don't know what really has, maybe it's just the Portland wrestling scene up there, but they really know how to boo those heels. They eye poked each other, double low blows at one point. So they were just trying to out heel each other. Mance hits a swinging DDT through a door and he covers for 3. So our winner in this one was Mance Warner with a little under 11 minutes here. Did you have any thoughts on this match?
I thought it was a rare moment. We see Mance get cheered over his opponent, but apparently, as you said, Portland hates Alan Asshole. Angels. God damn, I'm going to be getting killed all over the place here. Alan Angels here. This brawl was fun to watch, and I thought it just provided something different to the matchups we've seen, and maybe we're going to see later on. And Mance and Angels put out a good match. I was happy to see Angels in GCW. I think he could provide a little top heel. I was just about to say, as a heel, I think he could do some good work with some of the talent in GCW for sure. Our next matchup was Brooke Havoc versus Jeffrey John.
I still have no understanding of the babushka that he wears. Maybe that's for one of his family members. I'm still not sure. And I tried to find an answer. I don't have one. Jeffrey got a "you're not emo" chant from the crowd. They did not like him here. Brooke is a California native, so that may be influencing the audience to cheer for her a little more. And I also wanted to say, I don't know who the referee was. Obviously, it was a more regional or a local referee. He did a damn good job. And I don't know if anyone noticed, he worked several of the matches. So I want to also give him credit here because I feel like every time I blinked, he was out there working the next match. So good job for him. I'm so sorry I don't know his name, but a blonde guy and excellent referee. Our winner here was Brooke Havoc, again, at just about an 8-minute mark. What were your thoughts on this one?
I thought this was, I wrote colorful matchup in this one between the ring gear, the mats, the lighting that we were kind of talking about earlier. Like I found like just colors were just standing out to me in this one. And I know you kind of always talk about colors and everything. So for me, like that caught my eye. And this one was just how colorful everything was. It looked really good production wise. Jeffrey John was very entertaining in this one. Brooke had a lot of fun and the crowd was into it. And I thought this was another fun matchup here for the Portland crowd. The next matchup is a tag team match, as it is Megan Bain and Joey Janela. Janelasis going against C4, Cody Chun, and Guillermo Rosas.
And welcome back to C4. Last seen on October 19th at GCW's Blood on the Hills 3, where they were beaten by the Garbage Daddies. Cody is from Seattle. Guillermo is from Mexico. Both were trained by Nick Wayne's dad, Buddy Wayne. Nice seeing Janelasis together still. I always worry if we'll see a talent after they get signed or start working with AEW. Luckily, we're fortunate she's still with us, so enjoy it while you can. More work from her as much as we can see. Somehow, I'm not thinking about Janela's arm that is still very injured. I think he's like 3 months out on a 6+ month recovery. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's out there earning his money. So I'd have to say it was another quality tag team match. Janelasis hit the Doomsday device and Megan covered Cody Chun for 3. Our winners here were Janelasis. Thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I agree. I thought about that too when I saw Janela in this match. I was like, I thought he was just going to tough it out, force the Sabu match, and then go recover and do what he needed to do, and then maybe come back in a big way with a return. And I think maybe a little time off would be kind of nice for Joey to heal, recover, but also fondness grows when people are away from each other. And I think him coming back in a cool moment would be cool to see. But surprisingly, he's fighting through it. It seems like it's not really affecting his in-ring work, surprisingly, from what I could tell. And yeah, I'll go back to real fast. Megan Bain, I know we kind of always, every time we bring up her name, someone in chat or one of us bring it up, and I'm going to do it now, but then I kind of want to stop doing this because I think if we stop doing it, will be a lot better. What is she going to do with that?
Yeah.
Her title run, or what? I forgot that it's not the ring, but whatever it is, whatever opportunity she has, like she has the opportunity to fight for the title whenever she wants. I know they haven't really made mention to it, and that's kind of good. I know we're the ones that keep bringing it up, but I think if people forget about it, and then like when it comes time for her to use it, it'll be a cool moment because like everyone kind of forgot about it. But the Do or Die Rumble, there we go. Thank you, great one. The Do or Die Rumble. I don't know. Like, do you think we're gonna get a payoff anytime soon with it, or you kind of just think they're waiting for a moment? I don't don't know.
So Reed here says, forget about that opportunity. Just like, oh yeah, we'll just let it be a surprise. It's like finding five.
Surprise would be better.
Well, yeah, it's like finding $5 in your pocket. It was yours the whole time, but you found it and you're like, oh damn, you know. Maybe we could look at it like that, but I think you're right. Maybe if we just not talk about it for a little while, maybe when it does materialize, it'll be much better. You know, I hope there's a cash in somewhere. Honestly, I thought that when Janela got injured would have been a great time for Bain to have a singles run, but it just didn't happen that way. And of course, you know, Joey bounced back. You know, he's trying to earn his, you know, rent is due every month. So, you know, and so he's trying to do his thing. Yeah. Shit, I found a 20 and went to watch baseball. Oh man.
Yeah, I guess you're right there on that one.
I thought that would have really been the time to do it, because if you would have foreseen an injury or if you have foreseen something like that, it would have been a great time to let that other half of the team shine in singles runs, but it just didn't happen that way. So, I mean, I don't know. Could this whole thing with Megan be, I mean, the whole thing with Masha be Megan? But I don't think Masha took anything from Megan. And I know in the video later that we're going to talk about, it was something about Masha took something. And now they are going to take what's important to Masha. So I don't know what that means just yet. No clue.
We'll get there later. I have
some. Okay.
All right. Next matchup was Atticus Cogar versus Mr. Danger.
All right. Atticus didn't wait for the bell and attacked early. He got an asshole chant from the crowds, and it was only the first 30 seconds of the match. Danger had some great offense when he was able to perform. There was a crazy spot where Atticus put skewers in the bottom turnbuckle, and he slingshotted Danger upside down into them. I also just want to ask, who do you think would make a great tag team partner with Mr. Danger? Is there someone out there?
Dr. Redacted. Those are just two crazy styles. Those two crazy styles just going everywhere across the building, or just chaos.
I've tried to think about this. I've tried to think about this. I can't think of a good tag team person, but I think he would be good in tag team action. I just don't know who. I draw a blank on who he would gel with. Well, we'll have to keep that one on a burner for another day, but I think if we think about it, we could probably think of someone.
Teriyaki. I think they worked together in scrambles before. They had their styles kind of meshed well together pretty well.
And he's New South. So, I mean, if there's anybody, probably someone's young out of the New South would probably be a good, you know, I would say somebody like Bobby, but I don't know how well Bobby meshes with him. And plus they're two different styles, which could be bad and good. You know, like Bobby Flacco or somebody. I think Teriyaki has some unique offense. And I think when you have someone like Danger with a more classic offense and you put them with somebody with something a little more different or unique, it kind of works well together. A good example would be Alec Price and Cole Radrick. Cole's a
Yep.
more classic, and then you have Alec, who's just go, go, go.
Well,
I don't
that's
know.
why I went with Dr. At first, I thought you were talking like kind of like deathmatch people. So that was why Dr.
Well,
Reductor is
no.
my first name,
Yeah.
because like those two in deathmatch tag team would be chaotic pairing. But as a regular tag team, I think Teriyaki and one then him would be good. But I like the chaos that they could kind of bring as a tag team instead of like as you
Yeah.
said, it's stylistically different. But I think it would be fun in different and creative ways.
Atticus putting Danger's head in a ladder and then slamming the ladder with a chair looked pretty nasty. Danger took multiple attacks with skewers to the head, and Janela ran out for the save. They go back and forth, and the referee calls the match. So this match here ended up in a no contest at exactly the 10-minute mark. It was said by commentary that Janela and Atticus have unfinished business from back in the day. Janela and Danger challenges Atticus and Otis then for May 17th in Maryland, which set up an excellent match. Both Lauderdale and Janela put over Mr. Danger extensively during this little segment here. I agree that Danger has the spirit of GCW that put them on the map. I feel this is all about effort, and we could use 12 more hungry wrestlers just like Mr. Danger. So I would say I hope we all cut him a break a little, because that's a hungry young star that's using the little bit of money he has to make shows and put his ass out there. Let's not try to stifle anybody before they have a chance to really bloom yet. And he's young, and I really do believe in him. I've seen a lot of wrestlers over the years. Hunger can really create some amazing stars. You don't have to have every piece. You just have to have the will to push there. And I think he's one of the ones that's willing to push himself further. Anything else you want to kind of talk about this whatsoever?
So yeah, my notes I wrote, I wish it was more violent. I think I just had way bigger expectations going into this than obviously I should have. Atticus promo leading into this match was awesome. I don't know. I guess I was like I was just saying, I expected more from this match instead of Joey coming out and continuing the feud and ruining it. I like that they're going back to the feud. I just hope it's not long. Like it's kind of been going on, and then it kind of stopped, and then now they're picking it back up. But like I'm at this point, I'd like to see both kind of continue and move on from each other. I mean, I want to see what they both do to each other, and I think they're going to have a chaotic match whenever they get at it. That's a good cage of survival match as well. That's if something were to happen to Miedo, Ciclope, Joey and Atticus, and I know Joey said he's kind of done with the deathmatch stuff, but I don't know. I would like to see it, and I don't know. I just hope they get done what they need to get done and then move on for bigger, better things here.
Neo says, "What's up, guys? Nice to see you." Yeah, we got a couple more RIP Sabus that have come in recently too.
All right.
Yeah.
And our next match is for the GCW World Championship as Effie defends the belt against Maki Ito.
Portland fans also got the Maki Death Kill entrance. Lucky them. Effie has fans wherever he goes. Everyone was having fun during this specific match for sure. Effie sings a song to Maki. Maki says it sucks, and that makes Effie cry. But he was just playing possum and picked her up over his head. She retaliates by throwing Effie by both nipples. That is the kind of fun we're having tonight. Fans had a favorite in Maki. Effie embraced the heel roll that the fans kind of gave him here. He was grabbing chairs to use as weapons, and fans did not like that. Anytime Maki got offense in, the fans loved it. They loved it even more when Maki brought out a pizza cutter and started carving Effie. Either way, though, Effie still pulled out the win here. This was his 17th title defense in 105 days. So great job, Effie, for the warpath that he's laying down right now with that championship.
Yeah, this was another different title defense from the night prior from Hammerstein to Maki Ito for sure. This goes to the more comedy that we see from Maki Ito. I was kind of hoping a more serious. I don't know. I just kind of wish during these build-ups to these matches, like there'd be some credible threat that there's going to be a title defense or a promo to make it feel like there might be something that might change, but it was what it was. It was a good comedy match, something different from everything else. And yeah, as you said, Effie with another defense. And I wonder what what moves on from here? I would like a story kind of going on with Effie's title as well, but I guess we got enough stories going on at the moment.
If Mance and Effie wasn't so much, I would have said bring Mance into the fold, but we've already seen it already. This would have made Effie's run. This would have helped Effie's run be just as important as Mance's run was. Mance had that dancing partner with Effie for months, and I feel like Effie needs that partner too. I feel like, again, maybe this is where Allie comes back down there. I don't know. I've got this thing for, I don't know, Allie having a storyline coming back soon.
She's got to come back in some big way and with something big for and the plans for her for sure.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
All right, and our main event was for the Ultraviolent Championship again, as Matt Tremont defends it against Jimmy Lloyd this time.
So Matt has now defended his Ultraviolent title 7 times in 105 days. A lot of people may forget that both Matt Tremont and Effie won their titles on the same night. So if you remember that one had this many days, the other also has been a title winner for that many days. We had chairs, a door, double barbed wire door bridge, gusset plates, and lemon juice, and a glass pane bridge. Fans were chanting Ultraviolence, and Matt says, "You want some blood, Portland?" That's when the gussets and the lemon juice came out. Then we saw Black Abdullah bring out the fork, and Jimmy was bloodied. Both went through the double barbed wire door bridge in a very fun spot to the outside. The ending here, Matt Tremont slammed Jimmy Lloyd through the glass pane bridge and covered 4-3. So again, here we're looking at the 7th defense now. Matt Tremont goes 7-0, and I have to say, it seemed like it was really quick for 13 minutes long in this main event, and it just came and went very quickly. But again, Portland was able to see Matt Tremont for the first time, and lucky them.
And I think this is going back to shutting us up when he first won the belt. We were kind of worried if he would make these West Coast trips, if the West Coast would ever see the Ultraviolent Championship being defended. And not only is he defending it, he's still giving them bloodbaths in creative ways, sometimes involving glass, sometimes not involving glass. So I think Tremont's definitely stepped up to the bell as UV champion and delivered something that we've been kind of missing from it, and that's seeing it defended quite often all around the United States. So it's, yeah, I agree with you. Tremont seems to have found his love again. He seems to be that, I was going to say in his prime, but not his prime, but having fun, like just enjoying his time and having fun matchups and a lot of different style matchups. I mean, look at, he had a crazy spring break against Suzuki. So like Tremont's having dream matches and enjoying his wrestling time right now. So it's good and fun to see. And going into TOS, it's going to be even more interesting to see what happens going into that.
And that was what we could call GCW's We Still Don't Trust You from the Hawthorne Theater in Portland, Oregon. I'd say it was a decent debut.
Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't mind them going back. Saw Glass, so once Glass is going to be involved, definitely go back to that venue, please.
And Clown said props to Matt's wife driving all the way to the left coast. That's not easy. I don't know if they did the drive or flight, but if that was a drive, that was a serious drive. That was a multi-day drive. If they're coming, what are they, Tennessee or Kentucky?
Tennessee,
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, Ohio to Nevada was like 20 some hours. So I'm guessing 30 some hours on the road.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then to Portland, Los Angeles to Portland is like 11 hours, maybe. So, and I'm guessing, guys, so no one shoot me on that one, but yeah, I think that's how that one went. Well, we've got one more show. We're hanging in there.
Yeah,
let me see. I'm going to throw a little invite out real quick here and see if we could maybe get Frank in here, because he was at the show live and he's always damn good about describing what went on there. So I just shot something to him. We'll see if he jumps in real quick there.
I want to return to wherever they went their last time. I think they went to like Toronto and somewhere. Maybe it was Montreal even too. But man, those shows that they had in Canada for that, like the Speedball Arena matchup, that was crazy. Yeah, Toronto and Canada turns out every time as well. I would be happy to see a return to Canada.
I can't remember if it's Montreal or I think it's Montreal had l'Olympia, the Olympia, because I remember it was the name of the l'Olympia. So, okay, so there we go. So yeah, I sent that off to Frank. We'll just get rolling, and then if and when he does come in, we'll just kind of have him start. Yep,
House.
there they go.
That's where I remember was the Opera House there.
Oh shit! Here we go. 1, 2, 3. What's up, Frankie? How you doing tonight?
It's 1:30 in the morning. Why are you guys still on?
Because it's 1:30 in the morning.
I know it's been a couple of weeks, but did you forget how long we go? You got us not talking for a couple of weeks, ending soon.
What up, boys?
Oh man, it's a beautiful night. Welcome. And if anyone has a chance to haven't seen who Frank is our East Coast correspondent. When there's shows out on the East Coast for GCW, he's generally at those shows. So anytime we can have one of our trusted correspondents at a live show and can give you the live vibe of it, that's what we're doing. So Frankie is now here because our next show is JCW's Mayflowers. So, all right, let's start right here. This was a wrestling heavy show, Frank. What were your thoughts? How are you feeling? How was everything at the House of Independence?
The show was a little emptier than I expected it to be, but what up, Reed? It definitely had to do more with Mother's Day being that day rather than it's like, oh, nobody wants to go see a wrestling show in Asbury Park anymore. It was definitely the condensed down to the hardcore few. At least in my section, I was standing in GA on the other side of the ring. You could see me the whole show.
Yeah, we saw you.
I was wearing a bright and blue and pink tiger stripe button-down shirt. You can't miss me.
It looked good, man. I liked it. I was actually telling my wife I liked it. It was a good choice.
Oh yeah. I have too many weird shirts, and I just got to start wearing them. So that's what I do. I just wear these two dumb shirts to wrestling shows now. The show it was definitely more of a wrestlers show rather than a story show. So the only talking segment that was planned for the show was obviously before Sabu passed. It was supposed to be like a Janela talk show segment with Becca, but then Joey's talk got pushed to the front of the card, and that became sort of that eulogy segment that we saw on the live broadcast. I don't think it's actually in the replay. Sadly, they cut it out of the replay. But
I was just about to say, I don't think I saw that. I just saw the replay. I didn't see it live.
No, they definitely edited the replay to entirely remove the 10 bell segment that they did, which they did about 10, 15 minutes on Sabu's eulogy and a 10 bell for him.
Joey's speech was also not included.
Exactly. So they just cut straight to the tag team match, which I guess we should hop into now, B, if you would.
All right. Our first matchup was for the GCW Tag Team Championships as Alec Price and Jordan Oliver defended against Griffin McCoy and Jackson Drake.
Yeah, so the tag team segment just got kind of... The card started off much slower because of the somberness of the whole 10 bell thing and the room not being packed to the gills as that room can be. So I think that I definitely felt it in the room. I don't know exactly how it came off on TV because obviously my opinion's tainted because I was there in person. So anything I see on TV, it's just going to say, oh, I remember how that was when I was in the room. So, that's not my position to give on how the TV is, how TV replay went. Sorry.
Yeah.
I can't talk tonight.
It's only 1:30 in the morning. You're supposed to be sharp and chipper. Yeah.
Come on. No, the tag team match, I think, went really well. Jordo got a great response in the room in Jersey because I think this was his first match back in Jersey proper since his injury. Was it? I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, because the other ones were in Jersey.
No, so Alec and Jordan, they can do no wrong. That doesn't matter who they're wrestling. They're always going to be the faces in that setup. It was Jackson Drake. He's got such great moves. Like Jackson Drake just moves so well. and he's such a shithead about it too. Like him putting him up with Griffin as like two shitheads is a great heel tag team just to absorb all of that heat that especially that the peanut gallery that exists in some of these smaller JCW shows exists. It was just a good match. It was a good tag team match. There was nothing wrong. There was nothing, terrible to say, oh, they screwed this up and they screwed up. No, it was a good tag team match. Jordan's moving great. Jordan and Alec work well together. You mentioned it before that Jordan sells Alex
Yes. Yeah.
Offense really well from the apron. They're just good. This was one of those, like, I've said it before, one of those local hero matches where the belt's not coming off of them. So, we were just kind of going through the motions, and especially this being, the first match of the card, the crowd wasn't up yet. When they weren't awake yet, so that kind of hurt it in the long run. So
McCoy and Drake coming out to Bringing Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake was hilarious. I think that was an attempt to kind of pick up things a little bit too.
A little bit, yeah.
Price and Oliver in this match come out motivated as always. This is a young Mads match that, Frankie was just mentioning here. Jackson's 21, Griffin and Oliver's 25. Alec is the old man in this match at 26.
It's insane to say when you think about that.
Dude, it's wild. I actually did it just for fun. The average in this match was 24 and a half years old.
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, buddy.
I think we did the math on this one other match, which I want to say it was East West Express versus Wasted Youth or Mathers and someone. And I think that the total age of the tag team match was like under 80.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forget the exact match, but it was something like that. It was East West versus Alex and someone, and Marcus and someone, and it was like under 80 years total. Insane to think of about how much of that, like that Brat Pack ran GCW back in the day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a huge deal too. Speaking of running things back in the day just a little bit, it was actually fun watching Oliver wrestle his young, dumb, and broke partner, Griffin McCoy, because I felt like they had a good back and forth. Probably because they're familiar with each other. Also, we were talking about different types of gear earlier. I loved Jordan's choice of green in his gear. I thought it looked badass. The Alec Price,
there was a lot of green gear on that show.
I was gonna say that there was quite a few. I think Masha also had green in.
It was hers. Masha and Timothy. It's like nobody got the memo. Like it's who's got to change.
Yeah.
Like,
so the Alec Price Jackson Drake matchup was also good. Both are fast and agile. I could have easily watched them in an opening match as singles at JCW. Griffin got popped in the cheek. You could actually see where it looked like he ate a boot. I wrote here that all of these guys worked their asses off. Our winner here, Alec Price, Jordan Oliver. What are your thoughts, Jordan Oliver fan over there?
Well, I'll go after what you guys were kind of saying. Jackson Drake, I'm a fan of his. Like, he could easily fit in with GCW in like an MJF kind of role and just be a terror, and would be awesome to see. I was happy to see him back in a GCW ring. I guess a collective doesn't count. That was an ID ring. Jordan and Alec, yeah, as you guys were saying, worked very well again as a team. Drake got bombarded with kicks during that hot spot. They all like just threw kicks and punches. He just got lit up in that spot, and that was fun to see. This was a high energy opening match, and I just have a feeling that this tag team, if a tag run would be, if it plays out for a while, I think it could be memorable on the independent scene. I think those two are just fun, high energetic tag team. Would be it's going to be fun to see.
I still like the possibility of Griffin McCoy and Morton together. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I clicked that same way. There's my answer for that one. I think the same.
Yep.
Way.
But yeah, I mean, just seeing Jackson Drake, gosh, it was a couple shows ago. Instantly, I'm like, he's good. He knows what he's doing. He's great with his body. Like, you can see even he arches his back, and like the guy can move, and you can even see it. So
I saw him first I want to say at a Ridgefield Park show about a year ago now, and he
VXS,
was
right.
Oh my god. I might have been VXS. But he's always been like the standout. I've never seen a bad match out of him. So I'm excited to see what happens with him in the future. So
Yeah.
Same.
My last note here just said this was like watching a JCW opener from a few years ago, but they've all grown up.
yeah, absolutely.
Our second match was Matt Mako and Tony Deppen.
Okay, it's Mikowski. I can't do it. I can't say Matt Mako or Matt Mako or whatever. I know.
Yeah, that threw me off too.
No, Mikowski is so unique. And I'm part Polish, so what's wrong with Mikowski, my friend? Anyway, though, yeah, Matt, I think that name works great in Japan because it's easier to say Mako or Mako than it is to say Mikowski. So maybe if he's going over to Japan for a while, I could see where that name change would be a hell of a lot easier to use and say over there. So maybe
he's always been,
that's
and it's
what's
always
going on.
sort of been Mac anyway. So it's an odd choice. At least I shouldn't say odd choice. It felt unexplained.
Also, it seems kind of simple. The name seems kind of simple. That's why I thought where maybe like going to Japan, that name is so much easier to say and use that, you put Mako on a shirt. It's so much easier, than say Mikowski. I don't know. We'll find out what happens there. Deppen goes around, and I finally got to see a lot of familiar faces at the show. This is where I saw you, Frank. Joe from Woods Wrestling, I think, was right beside you for a while there.
Yeah, we were right in that corner that whole show. So
he's so awesome. I hope you guys had a chance to say hi to each other. Mittens, Party Marty, I saw. Also, I want to say having fans up against the ring on one side of the mat seemed to be a fun formula. It made it feel a little more interactive.
That's just that's just how that room is set up. There's no room for chairs on the hard cam side. So that's just where the GA pit is on that one side. And so when that room fills out a lot more, there you'll get 100 or so people on that little space. It's hard to explain the layout of that room without really doing a 360 tour of the split of the space. But for anybody who's been watching long enough, if you've been to the Voltage Lounge or if you've seen old pay-per-views from the Voltage Lounge, it's got that same sort of layout, that same sort of like very closed in, short and like very narrow and long.
It's just missing the bar, right?
The bar's the bar's up top, so the bar's on the second floor. You can't see it. It's where hard cam is on a second floor balcony, and that's where the bar is back there.
So then I was actually going to have Reed Harris Cooper actually asked for you to explain the venue, Frankie. So it's kind of funny you jumped on that one when you did.
They've done a ton of shows there in the past.
Yeah.
Like I want to say all the way back to the first show of GCW I ever went to was in this venue. So I have sort of a history with this venue at GCW. The first show I saw was Gage versus Janela. Way back in the day. Let me see. I have a poster up on my wall somewhere.
So wait, the House of Independence is where you lost your wrestling virginity to GCW.
To GCW. I was at other shows before GCW, but the first GCW show I saw was at the House of Independence way back in the day.
Nice.
So, and then that was, of course, this is where the curtain call was before AEW launched, was in this building as well. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so man. That was the show. That was the last show with Janela, Jungle Boy, and
Orange, right?
Orange and Marco Stunt, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
It has actually been always Reed saying, has it always been such a strange standing room? Yes, it has been. It's always been chairs on the stage side and the one wall, and then walking space on the other two sides. That's always how that room's been set up.
So then Reed also wrote here that Matt has been explained in other promotions. This is the problem at times with indie promotions, having to retell or re-explain something already. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. One backyard isn't talking to the other backyard, but they have the same wrestler on there on a different weekend. So yeah, I think that was a great explanation of it, is how something happens here and then it has to be re-explained elsewhere. Okay, so for those who are counting, this is Deppen's 163rd match at GCW/JCW, and fans were giving him shit the whole time. I kept the notes really short here. I put this was a very solid wrestling match, very deserving of the number 2 match on the card, because purists who like their number 2 match to be wrestling heavy got their wish here. Our winner here was Matt. Is it Mako? I'm so sorry,
I'm
guys.
assuming Mako like the shark.
I heard
Okay.
Mako, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, winner was Matt Mako, and it was almost 13 minutes long here. And again, always nice to see Tony Deppen. He's not a regular anymore, so great seeing him.
You know, Deppen's name was attached to the match. It's instantly a Matt classic. You know, it was ground game the whole way. It was, you know, submissions. We had I think it even ended on the single leg crab, right? So
Yep,
I mean,
with submission.
this was all just ground game stuff because of course Tony's involved. So and then of course McCaskey's no slouch either. So he's good.
Yeah,
And then
I could watch
Reed
this
Harris
too.
Cooper
Sorry.
said Matt and Tony have the Chikara history. And this was also a Jersey J Cup 2024 match in which Matt won.
Oh wow.
Reed's on it, man.
Yeah, he's on the history tonight.
Statistician over here. I just wrote, yeah, I could watch these two wrestle all day long. John said, someone who likes wrestle heavy, that this match was for me. Both have always great chemistry with each other, and this one was a totally different matchup than the first match. And I thought this was a good matchup to kind of re-show the new Matt Mako and get the new name out there against Tony Deppen. I thought this was a good way to do that.
So then a video plays. It seems like someone has it out for Masha. There's a 5K bounty. That's good and bad. I don't know what to say about that, but 5K bounty right now. I'm hoping maybe that goes up in time as the need continues. But Timothy Thatcher's name was in the video towards the end. I don't know who, like I said, we thought about maybe Alley Catch. We had some other names. Frank, you're just now getting on with us here. Do you have an idea of who might be behind all this?
Listen, I had to dig my schizo conspiracy board out of the basement. I have no idea what's going on yet. All you out in TV land, I want you to start putting together your red string conspiracy boards about this. I have no goddamn clue.
Damn you, Reed. Reed, you said what I was about to say right now. God damn it, Reed.
What do you say? Akira. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the name we haven't heard from GCW in a fucking minute.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be wild if that was the answer?
I was just thinking.
Let's be real. That would be wild.
Yeah.
Let's just whistle past the graveyard on that one tonight, boys. This is the first show on the new channel.
That's true. That's true.
I got a new name. I got my. Oh, go ahead, Frank. I don't want to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say we were talking about who has Masha wronged in TNA, and I was trying to connect that with the recent.
Oh.
I was trying to connect that with the recent WWE releases. Like, who was in Masha's? Yeah, You Abandoned Me. Somebody said Killer Kelly before, and that works perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to think of who has Masha wronged in her TNA run. And I'm trying to think of, okay, so now we have to go back to TNA history, and now we can say, can we cross-reference anybody that Masha has beaten in her title history in TNA with any of the WWE releases? Because I know WWE and NXT and all that has just been, kiss and cousin situation for a while now. So, somebody's talked to somebody in that somewhere that they could be the person behind this. And my other thought is maybe they just put a gimmick together. They don't actually have a person to attach to it.
That's an idea. That does happen a lot in independent wrestling.
Because that's how we ended up with Hornswoggle as the anonymous Raw GM. So, I mean, like something like that could definitely happen.
Okay, so Shroomy just said for fun, because we haven't had this idea, what if it is a group? What if it's a small group of individuals? Which it's a possibility. We don't know any better yet. Yeah.
All we have is a computer voice and like Foxcatcher and then Brett connected Foxcatcher over to like, oh, that was a movie. That was a movie about wrestling. All I was thinking was, oh, Guy Fawkes, Foxcatcher. Okay, that makes.
And then stylistically, the last two matchups were Timothy Thatcher and Gresham, which are like catch wrestlers.
So who think? Okay, so we're thinking, could it be TNA? Could it be a catch wrestler? Could it be a WWE release? There's so many names on that conspiracy board right now that we, it's wide open. Like I said, schizos, get to it. Like,
So the new name that kind of popped in my mind just because the whole money aspect, other than we keep on seeing Bounty Hunter. Mason kind of, I feel maybe got screwed in a J Cup,
That's
but
not his
with
MO
money,
though.
he wants to be the one that usually gets the hands on and does the work. So that's why, that's why I was hesitant to say that name.
Yeah, I don't see this as Mason's MO. Like,
Yeah.
Well, also there's a $5,000 bounty, so there's a chance this isn't an independent wrestler.
Yeah.
This, I mean, I don't know. Like, who could it be? Because who has rich gimmicks? Charles Mason. Who else? Who has like Cardona? Maybe.
Holiday.
Yeah, Cardona. That just popped in my head too when he said it could possibly not be an independent guy. Like, it's Cardona with Cardona's "fuck you" money.
Yep. There we go. It's Ted DiBiase, Shroomy.
Billionaire Ted. Let's go.
Damn it! It's always Holiday. Yeah, Holiday's one of the ones that's on our list there. By the way, I still back it to this day. We've always said Holiday was just a little so, but his promos and shit on Cardona has been funny as hell. So.
Yeah.
Reed Harris says, I'll tell you what, in wrestling terms, that's right, because it could have been 10,000.
Yeah.
And 10,000 is a nice, pretty number.
And we're just going to watch that. Like you said, we're just going to watch that number go up and up after every title defense. So,
well, that's what I'm hoping is after every title defense, it goes up to 1,000 and then another 1,000. And then you see what I'm saying? Like, this builds the story.
Yeah.
I love the idea. Anyway. All right. We got on that match for a while.
Whatever. Now I have to watch myself get pinged 3,000 times in DME tonight about like, oh yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Fucking
well, I'm the one who had the Sabu story, but the good news is that everything I lived that. I didn't even give much of an opinion. So, what do you say, B? Where are you at on this next one? You ready to roll, or are you thinking about something else?
No, I'm just looking up who she's defended the belt against so far.
And
like who she beat in the tournament to kind of get to that belt. Nothing kind of makes
like you
sense.
said, Killer Kelly, and that makes the most logical sense. Yeah.
And she's kind of like a cat style kind of wrestler too. Like her style is the jiu-jitsu and everything she's used.
Yoshihiko speaks.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'm fun. I'm happy though. It's gonna be fun to see.
It's the heavy metal openweight championship belt itself is attacking.
Jesus. Okay, this is really stretching. Could it be a Japanese talent since they're going to Japan? I can't think of anyone Masha fucked over in Japan though. So you know what I mean? I can't think of
Rina, maybe.
Well, I mean,
I don't think they're gonna bring Rina like back to JCW.
I just don't see it. Like that's the only name I could think of would be Rina. I'm like,
John, there's a stop cam button if you want.
I caught what I said there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun though. There's a lot of names. It's fun. Like some of these names, like a lot of make sense. Like Killer Kelly makes sense. For me, that kind of makes the most sense right now. Or as John said, you said Alley Catch. If they can kind of, if they're weaving into that kind of like theme, then I'm all for it because I like those little Easter eggs to kind of dive into it.
We need somebody who's good with the audio engineering stuff to demodulate that voice and see if we can figure out who that original voice is. And of course we know that the original voice is probably not the person.
Oh yeah.
Who's actually wrestling.
Real quick, somebody in the chat, 'cause I know you guys know. I want the exact words of what that person, the video said, so that way I could kind of I want to break it down a little bit more because I kind of heard it a little bit, but not full. Like it was still kind of discombobulated for me. I couldn't put it together, but I didn't go back and rewind it either. All right. Our next matchup is Zeta Steel versus Becca.
On Becca, on God. She's yelling. She's yelling. She is yelling, on Becca. Oh God. One of her lines had me laughing. She said, my eggs, fertile, healthy, and femme. I went, oh my fucking God. She didn't. She didn't. And when she's screaming on Becca, on God, I went, oh my God, someone take the microphone away. But of course, that's what was, the reaction she wanted. So give her that for having a hell of a sense of humor, because I didn't actually listen to the words. We just saw it live in Vegas at the Collective. So, but now that I had a chance to listen to the words, she's like talking about her eggs. I went, okay, all right, that's too funny.
Great one has a great point. This was the emo version. This isn't the normal pop star version she does.
Oh, Oh, that's
That
what
makes
that.
sense.
Okay,
Thank you.
I didn't get the
'cause
joke.
My first line here is
If she's
what
just
was
doing
with
the emo version now,
screaming?
like the emo screamo version, the pop star version's better.
It was the Brook Havoc remix from Brunch. Okay, that's cool. That makes sense.
She could,
My first note
she
was
could
what
sing.
was the screaming, dude?
She could rap. She could yell.
Oh, jeez.
She was yelling. It's getting late now. We
Thank
can
you for
tell.
you guys solving that one for us. Yeah, it is almost 11.
So yeah, Zeta's build at 5'4" and is actually taller than Becca. I didn't notice that until they locked up. Becca's been wrestling for 5 years, Zeta for 2 years. I felt like this is a quick 6-minute match. Nothing crazy to report. Zeta grabbed Becca through the ropes, rolled her up and got the 3. Our winner was Zeta Steel. I do feel that this is a weird dynamic as both were heels, so fans didn't really know who or what to cheer for.
Yeah, this wasn't planned to be this way. This was literally, hey, there's 2 females on the card. Let's put the 2 female wrestlers
Slam them
together.
together.
Yeah, because I think Zeta was announced for something else. Who is she? The card got mixed around, and I forget what the original card was, but I think it was Zeta and I want to say Gresh. I want to say Gresh, but I know I'm wrong originally.
Oh, that would have been a wild one. Welcome to the wrestling world.
But
you
it was
gotta
originally
wrestle Gresham.
But it was originally Becca was doing Joey's talk show segment, and then that got canceled for the Sabu tribute.
I want a talk show segment,
bro.
For real, I was like, well, I had a
process.
I just had a process that I was like, what did happen? Okay, so
you like that one?
It was supposed to be Billy Starks versus Zeta Steel.
That's right. Billy dropped out. Billy wasn't on the show. That's what it was.
And then Charles Mason was supposed to go against Jackson Drake.
Man,
and Gresham was supposed to go against Lloyd. And
thank you.
Oh, that's weird.
All those things. Well, we're getting Gresham versus Lloyd. Gresham asked for that match. I'm very interested to see how that one plays out.
Lloyd has a brain for wrestling on him. I don't see where he wouldn't do decent there. I think that's a sleeper match for people who know. They know. For those who don't, they wouldn't see it coming.
I think you would have Jimmy wrestling, the like, oh, I'm just the oaf weapons guy versus Gresh, the technical genius, and then watch Jimmy just rip out like, oh, he's just gonna download ROH 2006 and then just go.
That'd be awesome.
So,
yep. Yeah, you guys kind of took all my notes for this one. The screaming, we solved that one. I said this was an interesting dynamic, as both usually work as heels, but I think they both pulled it off and had a fun match that definitely got the crowd screaming. That's for sure. Right. Oh, okay. Our next matchup was Jonathan Gresham versus Charles Mason.
I wrote here, Gresham and Mason can both wrestle their asses off, so I felt this was a good matchup. Mason gets more cheers than boos. I wonder what the next big storyline is for him. Is there anything specific any of us want to see? I don't know. Do you see anybody for Mason next? Oh, B's got his hand up.
Yeah,
what do you have as an answer?
I just want Masha. I think that makes kind of sense. I just think he couldn't feel like maybe Masha took it away from him at some point. I think there's something there, but I would Mason, I agree with you. Feels like that story character that needs a storyline to make it all click and work, but also fully tell what Mason's all about. And Mason versus Masha would make, for me right now, kind of makes sense at the moment.
Mason stuck with his heel ways. He spit something into Gresham's face that blinded him for minutes. Gresham tried to fight blind. I felt it was a fun dynamic to the match. It allowed Mason to stalk Gresham and attack at will, which is Mason's style. Once Gresham's could see again, our match was kind of back on and Mason couldn't rely on those tactics anymore. Mason goes to spit water at Gresham again and he gets hit with an enziguri instead, covered for 3. So Jonathan Gresham was our winner here. 13-minute match. Anything else you guys think of in this one?
Well, let's see. So Great One said more babyface Mason. Mason's in this weird cool heel spot.
Yep.
I don't know if I want to be booed or cheered. I'm the same way.
I mean,
tough spot.
I mean, we're in the point where he's getting the Kurt Angle cheers on his entrance.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting the "you suck" out of love, not out of literal go away heat.
Yep.
if he doubled back down and just became an even worse heel, I think it would work so much better than him being,
A
the
good guy,
popular.
yeah.
Kind of like
But
a
again-
tease, like he's gonna really help out like the biggest baby face, and then boom,
and then just go straight back to it. Yeah.
yep.
You said you said have him go after Masha in the belt. I think have him go after Masha outside of this Foxcatcher gimmick. I think whatever comes to the Foxcatcher angle, they need to take the belt off of Masha. She's had it for too long. There's only been 2 champions in this belt's history so far.
3 years.
Yeah. Like we got to have a new champion just to move that story along, just to have new faces and new things, because we're getting to that point where like we can't have a championship match with anybody except the new debuting local hero for the show, because everybody else has already had their swing at it.
Yeah, booking has been our biggest issue, because outside of that, we think Masha is fantastic. It just feel like she needed something for booking.
It's the same reason we had with VIF. It's just that we felt like VIF was like, they're great. They're a great tag team, but they're doing nothing for the overall storyline right now because they've had it for so long and they've beaten everybody. Okay, we're done. We can go home. Like, why bother?
Yep, I agree.
Very interesting.
For me, I wrote real fast. I was happy to see Mason get this big matchup. Now kind of seeing that it would have been Mason versus Drake, that I'm kind of interested to see how that would have played out. Might have been the
honestly, I think that was pretty much. I think that pretty much was beat for beat how that Jackson match was going to go. I don't see anything there. I don't see anything. I mean, can you even call Jackson a heel?
Yeah.
Like, can we really even call Jackson a heel? Like, outside of oh, he's with the 2 shithead swipe right frat boys. Like,
well, I thought he's been a heel outside of in other promotions. That's what I thought I kind of gathered from his character. I could be wrong though, because I haven't seen much of him outside.
I think he was playing more cocky, confident heel rather than just absolute, straight evil heel. So
yeah,
that's whatever.
That'd been a fun matchup though. But I of course enjoy this match. Both played their roles perfectly. These are the type of matches I also enjoy seeing Mason in, just because he gets to showcase a kind of style of wrestling that he doesn't really get to showcase often. Gresham is just a poet in that ring. The storytelling of this one was awesome, and please turn this one into a feud.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Yeah, Gresham. I just want to keep Gresham somehow, some way. Feud with Masha, feud with Mason. I don't care. The next match was for the WXW Unified World Wrestling Championship, as the champion, one called Manders, defends the belts against Tom Lawler.
Manders was out in black and gold. I have to say, he looks like gold. Beautiful gear for that 16-karat gold championship tournament that he won. Tom looked a little rough. I'm not going to lie. Maybe he has a hurt leg or something, but his back was arched like something wasn't right. And you could even see he was walking a little funny. Also, why was the front of his pants wet? I don't have an answer there. This match was a brawl. Nothing flippy about it whatsoever. It was just a lot of fighting around the ring. We were looking at more or less just a brawl here. Tom got most of his offense in during the second half of the match, but of course, one called Manders pulls it out. I think this, I really do think this match did wonders to add to the toughness of Manders here, because of course the name Tom Lawler comes with a certain amount of grit to it. Again, though, I was just kind of wondering, did Tom get injured? Because he was walking around like it hurt to walk. And honestly, if he was walking around like that, I would have changed booking and have Manders drop him in less than 8 minutes. Manders is a champion and Lawler is injured. But that's booking in a different world. So I don't know. What did you guys think about this one?
When I saw this one listed, the only thing you can think of is to quote the great, Ettore Ewing, big meaty men slapping meat. Like that, you Haas fight. Like, that's all you have to say about this was Haas fight. Manders doing Manders things and, lariating, clotheslining the shit out of people.
How do you say that? Lariating.
Lariating.
Let's go.
I'm from New Jersey.
Together.
I don't speak English correctly anyway. What do we do? I don't.
What the fuck is a lariat in New Jersey, by the way? It's always a clothesline.
It's always a clothesline. No, yeah, it was. I do know exactly what you're talking about. He did sort of look like that one leg was not doing great.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, he
it
could
is
have
what it is.
slipped and fell on the way to the ring in some liquid. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we don't know.
Like I know exactly the stain you're talking about, and it gave off big Billy Madison's field trip vibes.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm thinking, I just pray to God that was a mishap with him pouring a water bottle before he came through the curtain.
Yeah.
That's
That's
all
what
I'm
I
just
thought,
praying for.
Yeah, I'll kind of go with you, John. I
If
thought
he in your pants is cool, the Colby Miles David. Sorry.
Yeah, everybody should have started pissing their pants. It would have looked better, right? Frankie's signing out for the night. That was it right there.
Good night, everybody.
The piss spot was it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I kind of like agree with what you said, John. If this was obviously a match to further Manders, and I was kind of happy that they were able to let him defend that belt on this show and kind of add to the more prestige of Manders. And yeah, a little squash would have been nice. I don't mind squash matches. I know like a lot of people hate it. I know it's independent wrestling. You pay people to go out there, but I think they do have its place and times. And I didn't pick up on the injury as much. I just looked at Tom Lawler as a old MMA wrestler, now or MMA fighter, now wrestling, just been through wars, and like he just was crawling through this war and trying to get through it. So I didn't see the injury too much, but yeah, this was a good one, and I want to keep seeing the rise of Manders. It's been fun to see and seeing all his hard work being rewarded. It's been fun to see him.
Bob Reed's crushing on Steve Manders. What are we gonna do with him? Greatwood said he's filthy. That explains the wet shorts.
All right. Next.
All right, indeed.
Was Lee Moriarty going against Marcus Mathers?
Yeah, we had WWE ID Marcus Mathers taking on ROH Pure Champion Lee Moriarty. This is what wrestling should look like. Marcus is a current 3-time champion, the ETU Key to the East champion, Dreamwave Alternative champion, and the undisputed IWTV Independent Wrestling World champion.
I forgot he had the IWTV belt still.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he took that off of Cruel.
I think you're right.
I think he took it off of Cruel, which, again, another name I would love to see at GCW anytime.
I was totally expecting him to pop up as like the mystery name for TOS this year.
TOS. That's the perfect name for TOS. Imagine having one spot that's just a question mark and then the music hits and out. I mean, come on. That's big money. Cruel not being at GCW is losing some money there because that is, I mean, I've talked myself blue in the face about that one before, but I believe there's money on the table to be made. There's shirts to be sold. There's stories to be told that I think I think that's an enhancement to the roster. Cruel would be.
Bring the whole goddamn Coven in and let's get a heel faction going again.
Bro, the Coven, hey, I'll tell you, the Rev is a master on the microphone, and I absolutely make no bones about that whatsoever.
We already had Tank. Yeah. GCW already knows about the Rev's weird screeching gimmick. Okay. Just do it. Just pull the trigger on it.
So for fun on Twitter Spaces, I actually shot a small list to Brett just as because we were talking online about it, right? And I'll just go ahead and pull that list up right now because why not? I gave him a small list that I thought were pretty cool, and I've also heard fans kind of like. I put Cruel, Crash Jackson because I felt like he was Braden Toon but bigger, Little Sicko, Dmitry Alexandrov, and Nathan Mowry. I felt that because that's another one. Mowry, I think, would be great at GCW, and again, he already has a mouthpiece. So, I mean, yeah, I think that would be a dominant little group, and that would be someone different. I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
It's just someone we haven't seen before, and like we all know how fickle Atlantic City can be.
Yeah.
If Cruel came through the curtain, just to that screeching music that he has, it's not even music; it's just noise. It's literally just the background noise of a scene from Halloween 2. Like whatever his entrance theme is, the entire room would just go ballistic.
Dude, it's money sitting on the table, and I know Cruel is ready to work. Cruel is willing and ready to work at GCW. I mean, anytime. So I'll go back to this match here. Is kind of getting late. Halfway through this match, and I'm wishing Lee had actually fought Gresham and Mason fought Mathers. I want to see a Moriarty Gresham matchup when we get a chance, because that would have been the ROH Pure versus Gresham. I think that would have been a cool little. I felt like this was a classic wrestling match. I didn't have a lot to talk about, honestly. There were no weapons. There was no story. This was just pure wrestling. And I feel like 16 and a half minutes just delivered. What did you guys think here?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't think that the match went on too long at all. I think it was a good match. Like I have nothing bad to say about that match. Like I'll watch that match forever. Like somebody made a joke in the crowd, like fight forever. It's like, no, I have to go to work in the morning. So like fight longer than we expect you to.
It's not too long.
Fight longer than you think you will, but keep it to tonight.
I will echo that. Yeah, they delivered a masterpiece here. John, you asked for Moriarty Gresham. That happened at Bola a couple years ago. One of the funnest matches I've seen. Like those two just are masterpieces. Yeah, that match was right up my alley. But I wouldn't mind those two matches you said and replaced are good ones too. But yeah, this one real fast too, Laurie. Ain't nothing wrong with him picking Wayne Wonder for his entrance music on that one. I popped on it. I enjoyed that entrance music. I was happy to hear it. And I'm happy to see Lee Moriarty in GCW, JCW. I'm a big fan of his. He was kind of like one of those people first when I got into independent wrestling that I kind of enjoyed, and seeing him get signed right away when I first started watching him was very cool to see, and seeing him kind of grow and work in AEW and Ring of Honor. Same thing. I'll go with Mathers. His growth in this match. I think that's what my big takeaway was. How he could have these TV ready matchups and matches, and he is so good at them now. Where I think I was a couple years ago when he was first like kind of the big name, young kid name in GCW. The Nick Wayne kind of came, and I felt like that kind of knocked Marcus Mathers down a little bit. I think he's just boomed up there and used that as motivation, and he's improved so much. I'm so happy to see all his work pay off to the WWID and these kind of spotlight matchups with talent like Lee Moriarty. And yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, we're not gonna have Marcus for that much longer. Like John keeps shouting to the heavens, like when he's gone, he's gonna be gone.
Done.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Enjoy him now. Get signatures now. Get pictures now before it costs you in the 3 figures just to say hi for 2 seconds.
They're like promoting him on that like Evolve show as like the next wrestling prodigy and stuff. So yeah, he ain't going to be around for too much longer either. Yeah, Liam Murray could have gone 30, and I would have loved it too. Necro. It was that was one of those matchups right up my alley.
Like imagine
also
in
what's
7
up, Nasty Leroy? Just wanted to say hi to you too, dude.
Oh yeah.
So Leroy. All right, that will lead us, I think, into a matchup that's right up your alley here, John. As we
I was going to say something, but that leads perfectly into this match. Imagine 7 years from now watching Raw or SmackDown or whatever, and just as like watching Mathers just when they rattle down his achievements, trained by the great Matt Tremont. Like
isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
like
that's that.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, no, it is going to happen. There's quite a few matchups here that 10 years from now we're going to be like, Jesus, we really should have really paid attention or appreciated it more. I see a ton of those happening right now.
I saw that matchup drunk off my ass in an abandoned casino in Atlantic City. Like,
oh my god!
Like that's gonna happen sooner or later. It's just a matter of when, not if, at this point.
That's where I felt like a proud papa watching these guys at JCW open up the show. And I'm like, well, shit, that's Young, Dumb, and Broke. And I mean, like, that is the classic JCW wrestling match. And look at them now.
Yep.
All right. So what was this next match, Brad?
Tag team match with Matt Tremont teaming with Bam Sullivan going against Mad Dog Connolly and Beastman.
All right. Hilarious move. Bam and Tremont coming out to the fake WWE New Jack music. I thought that was really cool. I don't know how many people caught that, but if you ever tried to watch an old ECW show and New Jack comes out, they have this fake shitty WWE music. they used it and it worked here. I blew the fuck up. I loved it so much. Also, both New Jack and both Matt Tremont and Bam threw up the X's before being attacked from behind. Funny thing, some of us, it's May 14th right now. New Jack died May 14th, 2021. So this is actually 4 years to the day of New Jack passing. I have a feeling that's why we got the music and they threw up the X's for love. Nick Knowledge saying that Tremont bleeds when there's a stiff breeze. That really doesn't sell his toughness, Nick. Also, Matt was the first one to bleed, so maybe it was a strong wind.
If it was Emil saying that, it's a funny haha one-liner that Emil says.
Yes.
If Nick says it, exactly to your point. It's
Real quick.
That's something the color guy says. That's not something the lead says.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was about to say shout out to commentary. Commentary was awesome all night. Nick Manawa and oh my gosh, it is getting late.
Nick Knowledge and Veda.
Yeah, Nick Knowledge and Veda. I don't know why I said Nick Manawa. Yeah, Nick Knowledge and Veda. Yeah, they killed it on commentary all night.
Yeah, I feel like everybody was a little short-staffed on the commentary on all 3 nights, and I think all 3 nights were great on commentary.
Well, Emil's been single-handing a lot of shows recently.
Yes. Yeah, hopefully he's getting that double pay because he's earning it. And good for him. Somebody that loves the sport is, working their ass off within it like that. I mean, can you think of a bigger wrestling nerd to put on the microphone?
Than Emil J? No.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that. I think that's exactly where he needs to be. Let him spit all that knowledge he's been taking in for all those years.
Like a friend of the show from Arizona, Raleigh, bought one of those like mystery packs that Emil sells. Of those mystery DVDs, and he said like there's some random off the wall 1992 shit that no one's ever seen on those DVDs. Like Emil is a encyclopedia of just weirdo off the wall wrestling history. So to have him do it, yes, he's the person who would be able to do it, and he does.
And mad respect for him for doing so. That's a lot of work and a lot of life and a lot of time you put into watching all that, and he loves it. I love it too, man. Good stuff. All right, so back to this here. Beastman kept almost attacking Adam Galt. I found that angle kind of funny. Chairs were the main weapon used. Mad Dog used that dog collar chain on Bam. I thought that was a nice touch. Both Bam and Black Abdullah were using forks on Mad Dog and Beastman. Fans are cheering, fuck these guys, as they're getting stabbed. Mad Dog choked and hung Bam with the dog collar, then hit Adam Galt, and that is where the match was called off. So this ended up being a no contest, and I wrote here in parentheses, I don't like these kind of endings very much, Frank. I see you already shaking your head.
Oh, I texted you as soon as I walked out of the building on this one.
Yeah.
It seems like it's becoming a Tremont special.
That's the other issue. That's the other issue.
Have a no contest in a tornado tag hardcore match. Like, what Charmin soft bullshit are we gonna have a no contest on a hardcore match like that?
So let me tell you how this would have went 5 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago. They would have grabbed a camera and they would have followed the fighters to wherever they needed to go, be it the back or in the street. That shit don't end. This is this is an ultra violent match. So I mean, I do find it interesting. I don't like that that's happened twice out of 7 of his defenses. Nothing against him whatsoever, especially if this runs into something bigger. Like if we see Mad Dog one-on-one versus Matt Tremont, that's cool. We've already seen Beastman one-on-one with Tremont. Yeah. That was decent too. They're familiar opponents. So maybe this builds into that. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure.
The only thing I can think of is that the only thing I can think of is this rolls into something for TOS weekend. That's the only thing I can think of, is that they don't call back to this on TOS weekend. It's a waste. It's a literal waste of a hardcore match like that.
That was my hope also, was that this develops into something bigger. Otherwise, it made no sense.
I'll counteract you guys here. Normally, I hate these no contest endings too. For me, I didn't care. Like, if this match just delivered the chaos that Like, and to me,
Oh, it
there
was chaos
no,
in the room too. It was absolute chaos on the floor.
there's like, for me, there's no pomp and circumstance. Whoever wins this match or loses, it just was a match of chaos that just created chaos and gave everyone chaos.
I mean,
I don't mind the no contest just in this. Normally, I hate it. You all know me. I normally would be
Yes, yeah,
crying
you're
right
usually
now.
anti.
But this one for me, I'm like, I don't mind it. Just it is what it was in this match.
The
But
one
I
saving
said,
grace that the ring
other
crew
matches.
had. Sorry.
No, good.
So the one saving grace that the ring crew had is that when all of the chuds were lined up on that one wall, they didn't have to worry about wrangling normies as much as they normally do. That was the one saving grace, is that you had me, Mittens, Joey Wood, and then Party Marty were all there. It's like, oh, we know to fucking move when we need to fucking move. We won't move when there's a glass spot. It's like, oh, whatever, it's glass, whatever. But when fucking Tremont or Mad Dog are getting thrown over the top rope, yeah, we're gonna fucking move. So they didn't have to worry too hard. I literally told one of the ring crew guys who said, he's like, don't worry about guarding me. If I get hit, I deserve it. Like, just go guard those guys. Like, you know,
dude, the Beastman, when he dove to the outside, I was like, holy shit.
Reed, I'm so sorry. I didn't even see Chad during this match. I was watching my own six too much to even notice what Chad was doing. Like, I was right. If you notice that they kept going to that one brick wall underneath the stairs like 3 or 4 times, I was right there. So I had to keep my head on a fucking swivel the whole match.
Yeah.
So
I love this one. It was a beautiful disaster. And I know commentary that you guys are, for me, I thought commentary just brought a lot of extra fun and entertainment, especially during this match. But yeah, this cluster was one to behold. I could love watching these kind of chaotic matches.
Mm-hmm.
I love this idea right here. Maybe Tremont defends against Mad Dog in the signature dog collar match. That would be great for Tremont.
Yeah.
See, that would be
other matches
perfect.
like how you said. I don't mind it either.
Yeah, and so if this builds to something, then hey, give me the payoff later. That's cool. But yeah, I mean, the last endings like that.
Dog collar we had was that double dog collar with the scaffold hanging.
Oh geez.
Briscoe.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Whoa.
It was Janela and Sawyer. It was Janela and Sawyer versus Parrow and Mason.
Oh geez, you're really tapping into the library on that one. I couldn't tell you.
I was there for that
very
one, so
close.
I have the cage match.
You gotta get off all that drinking when you go to the show, Frankie. That's what it is, right? See how he's quiet there? That says everything. He didn't say no. I'm going to put this one up here real quick while we have a chance. He said Beastman could be hit or miss for me. I'm with Necro there. On the initial first year or so of seeing him at JCW, I didn't see anything incredibly interesting. I actually saw somebody who was more just, I don't know. I even saw a point one time where he tagged the wrong partner. Like, you know what I mean? Like it smelled of a newer wrestler. Nothing wrong with that. Then he went to Japan and I was like, oh shit. He stomped Schlack in the first round. Yeah. I bought that fucking tournament to watch Schlack go through it. And then he took an L on the first one to Beastman. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But then Beastman runs, I think, a total of 3 rounds in that tournament. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, I get it. I think in Japan, he's an Inoki style character. And I think that works over there. Over here, I don't think the American style of big guy works the same. Over there in Japan, he doesn't need to do more than just say husk and look big. Over here, he needs a little more than that. So
we have professional wrestling referee Maximum Reconnaissance in the chat saying he refed that match in AC.
What's up, Max? I love Max.
It was Homecoming 2023 Day 1, Janela and Sawyer versus Mason and Parrow, 17 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to go back to this real quick. I love you, Max. I had a very short talk with him in Vegas, and we were talking about guns and never finished the conversation. So I'll hit you up later, Max. I wanted to know how that indoor range treated you. Or wait, I think he went outdoor. I got to remember now. Anyway, let's see here. Was there anything else on this one? Yeah, after that match was called, I noticed Beastman hit a tope on everyone outside the ring. Mad Dog and Tremont wasn't stopping. Bam and Beastman continued fighting, and they went to the back. And again, I would pull. This is in a perfect world. I get 2 cameras and I'd be following each set of guys to the back. Finish this shit old school ECW style. I don't care if it has to be finished in the bricks in the back. Finish the fucking fight. That's
bring out that classic SGC split cam.
Yeah, man. That's what's up.
So
I love it. I think Ash has been doing a great job on that stuff. So keep it rolling, because the last time I saw craziness.
The official GCWmerch.com split screen. Sorry, forgive me.
That's right. I forgot about that part.
It's not the SGC cam anymore. I forgot.
All right, that will lead us into our main event, as it is for the JCW Championship belt, as Masha Slamovich defends it against Timothy Thatcher.
All right, we had Thatcher in Terry Funk inspired pants. I thought that was very cool of a callback. Masha's on day 459 of her title reign, and this was defense number 38. Outside of that, though, I mean, I didn't have anything in the way of weapons or a story here. It was just another, Masha defense, 13 and a half minutes long. I was hoping maybe we would have a run-in or maybe a storyline after the bell had rung and Masha won, because we had that tease from the Fox. But yeah, Tim is billed at 6'3" and 224 and got his dick dropped in the dirt by someone a foot shorter and 100 pounds less than him. I'd have to say that was probably a long car ride home. Yeah, that's all I had to say on this one. What do you guys have?
Yeah, no, that's it. It was a match, TM.
Yeah.
And I overuse that phrase, but it fits. Like,
just this is a booking thing. We talk about it 100 times, and I think that the creativity either needs to come from Brett or it needs to come from Masha or whoever else that she chooses to work with. But only complaint is, like I said, we're 38 defenses in, and there's nothing different from the 22nd. We, it is what it is. What would who just said here?
Sorry. I'll just agree right here. I thought this was for me, like, I was going to just call back to exactly what you said at the beginning of this show, Frankie. This was a very wrestling heavy show. So if you're into the wrestling heavy, like this, for me, this card was it. And this match was kind of another strong matchup, in my opinion. I liked it. I liked Masha getting at least the bigger names instead of the very local people. Timothy Thatcher is a very strong name that I think adds more credibility to her JCW title defense and run. So for me, I didn't mind it, and I was expecting maybe a quick little teaser too of maybe something left in the ring or another little video to end the night. It
was a clean finish. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Exactly. So that one, I was a little disappointed that there was no tease to further this story along here. But yeah, I for what we've seen previously from Masha, I didn't mind this one to end this JCW Mayflower show.
I wrote here in my last little message that this show had more of a GCW feel than most of the JCW shows we've seen recently. I also would have written in something fun for the mothers, since there was a lot of moms there who probably never seen most of the wrestling before.
I tried my damnedest to get my mother to go to the show because she could get in free, but she didn't want to go. So,
well, I just, we were talking about how this was a wrestling heavy card. So, when you have moms who've never seen anything before, like, I'm also looking at the card going, what performer would a random mom like if Effie was there,
I think that the Janela Zone spot might have been what would have been of that.
I get that.
With Becca especially playing up the femininity angle.
Yes.
But obviously with how the card was mixed around and the whole Sabu thing, I think they just kind of dropped it. It's like, whatever. Yeah. So without that, like, I mean, Joey was the one to lead the charge on that Stacy's mom bit with the card announcement on Twitter and Instagram. So I think that's what they were playing to, and it just got kind of lost in the shuffle. But so it's whatever. Charles Mason is for the mothers.
Got it. Muted. Got the mute button.
We were all so good for so long, and then I had to screw it up. I was just wondering though, like, what do you think? 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, Frankie, on the night? It's a JCW show.
7 for it's a JCW 7, GCW 6. I think is the best way to phrase that.
Yeah. Charles Mason is for the mothers.
Yeah, no, the video screwed up the mute first, so you guys don't have to worry about that too much. I do have to worry. Like I said, I didn't get to see all of the broadcast on YouTube, so I wasn't paying attention to all of like the in between match chatter. But did they bring up how this was going to be a relaunch?
No, there still really hasn't been anything on that yet. I feel like it was quietly done without any. You know what I mean? It's like McDonald's changed a couple of their menu items and didn't make commercials. They just did it to see how it goes. I feel like this is the same thing.
Because if I think we've been talking about this, about how this, if they make this, I hate to use the phrase grounded, but if they made this more of a, more specifically, oh, this is just a wrestling show, rather than how GCW can be more of a spectacle, or like, some, bigger, higher level storylines that happen at GCW. And JCW is more closer to bar wrestling than GCW. And I hope my analogy works for you guys, just to say, oh, this is just a good card that has some storyline threads to it, rather than GCW's like, oh yeah, I kidnapped your husband and now we're gonna murder him in the back lot unless you throw this match type shit. Like,
I was happy to see names like Lee Moriarty, Thatcher, Billy Starks coming back. Like, for me, that's what kind of makes me more excited for this relaunch of JCW. If they could keep on putting kind of strong cards like this together, I'll definitely be tuning in, obviously, way more often.
And then don't quote me, but I think Brett said that the focus on JCW going forward may be more youth and maybe more wrestling heavy and less GCW related. I believe those were the 3 things that were described through Patreon.
Okay.
That's what I would be using it for. So that's good to hear.
Yeah. So I think this is going to be like a young proving ground kind of situation. And if any cream rises to the top, I think GCW will grab them and use them.
And as much as you say that, and as much as my next statement is going to sound completely backwards to that, I think phrasing it like that definitely keeps that. We said it before, the minor league stink that was on JCW of recent past. And I think if you phrase like that, no, we're specifically focusing on the youth. I think that avoids that whole issue we had where it's like, oh, this is just the matinee for GCW, so it's going to be 90% the same cards. Like, why bother? If, when you do separate it out like this, when you do put it on in a different location, like, oh, okay, instead of being in Atlantic City, we're up in Asbury Park. Putting it in different spots like that, where it's not directly attached to a GCW show, just adds that much more differentiation to it, where we're not seeing the same issues. Like, oh, this is just the Saturday Night Heat, or the velocity Sunday Night Heat, or the velocity attached to a Raw. So
yeah, I like seeing the names like Jackson Drake. I think that's JCW is gonna be perfect for him to showcase his skills and kind of put the spotlight on him and see how the fans take to him, see how he grows, and move on from there. I think that's what JCW should be used for. Exactly what you said. Put the spotlight on the younger ones. So, all right. We
upcoming shows time. We did it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'll pull out upcoming shows. I'll do it quickly. All right, so here we go. Upcoming shows. Saturday, May 17th, we have GCW's Big Time. This is from the RJ Meyer Arena in Joppa, Maryland. Some of the more important matchups on the card. I have Joey Janela and Mr. Danger versus the Kogar brothers. Effie versus Ruckus. Mia Yamashita versus Tony Deppen. One Called Manders versus Jonathan Gresham. Matt Tremont versus Slade, and many others. Again, that's Saturday, May 17th. The next one then would be Sunday, May 18th, GCW's Run For It from the Water Street Music Hall in Rochester, New York. This is in the big guy's hometown. We have Jonathan Gresham versus Jimmy Lloyd, Effie versus One Called Manders. That'll be a badass match. Masha Slamovich versus Atticus Kogar, Matt Tremont versus Mance Warner, Billy Starks versus Mia Yamashita, Megan Bain versus Richard Holiday, and others on that one. Again, that is Sunday, May 18th. So yeah, on the 17th and the 18th this weekend, we have 2 shows coming up. We hope you enjoy those, only on Triller TV Plus.
Wow.
Rock and roll.
Professional. That was way too professional for our show.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Yeah. So anything else you wanted to mention before we get out of here? We had an exceptional 3.5 hour show tonight.
No, just yeah, KJ. I was about to say, I think we're missing one thing. Mr. KJ also explains himself in Rochester as well.
Fuego addresses his enemies. Let's go.
Well,
You
I have
said
to
it,
say-
not me.
That's right. If he
Say
comes
that
back
first.
in,
That's on you, Frank.
I got a foot on him. I'll take him.
honestly though, thank you, KJ, for coming in and explaining yourself. We find that helpful, and also keeping us honest about how we like Atticus, and we have not given enough credit to Fuego during his time. So we'll just have to go with that because he's a motivated man right now, and I just want to get out of his way.
Yeah, I want to get out of everybody's way at this point.
And then 25 days from now, like you said, like you got up there in the corner.
You said it too,
you
John.
said
That's
Fuego.
on you, not me. That's on
Oh
you guys.
shit! Did I say it too?
Yeah, you said it, not me.
Oh, but I
Yeah.
We're gonna
Come
have to
at
hire
thee.
security.
Come at thee.
Yeah.
Well,
I wanted to say, yeah, thank you all the listeners that joined and transferred over here. We hopefully will have a more positive and uplifted show next time. We had obviously other circumstances surrounding this one, but yeah, I think for our debut episode, thank you guys all so much for tuning in to Game Changer World, and we're excited for what we have coming up in the future. As we said, we're going to stay our regular show and just keep on adding some hopefully more fun stuff down the line.
and we're also going to spiderweb out next week. You're probably going to also see us on other platforms. We just did strictly GCW's YouTube tonight. We're still getting everything set up. If you guys haven't noticed, we're basically doing this as quickly as we can. And as soon as we get a piece in place, we're just like, okay, we've got it, go. Like, we didn't even set up Twitter yet. We haven't gotten Apple Music set up. Like, Brant has been scrambling to get a bunch of stuff done. So we are literally still building the bird still hasn't actually fully extended its wings yet. So this is just the start. You will see more video. You will see more, just more of everything. And I hope everybody did see that we are keeping it still 100% honest around here. So yeah, if you can, please like and subscribe GCW, like hit the little bell. And I think, yeah, that's what everybody says in YouTube videos, huh?
Yes.
but again, thank you for spending your evening with us. You guys could have been anywhere, and it's really nice to see the familiars and also some new names come up. We are friends every Tuesday night, and we love you, and thank you so much for following us over here. We are just getting started with GCW right now.
Yes. And Frank, thank you for staying on late and giving us first person coverage.
Of course, always.
JCW.
And I will be here. I will be back after what's left of when Atlantic City explodes in about 26 days. So I'll be here to survey the wreckage with you that following Tuesday. So
nice. All right, we did it, John. We did it, Frank. Okay.
Hey guys, we were nervous. Thank you for showing up and helping us out with everything. We knew we wouldn't have the same huge crowd that we had because we weren't on Twitter. So for the ones who did come over here and chose to spend their evenings with us, either just chilling or at work, thank you so much. We do love each and every one of you guys. You make our efforts worth it 100%. I can't say thank you enough. So anything else, guys? We did it.
Nope.
We're done.
let's get out of here.
Fuck yeah, let's
thank
go,
you
buddy.
all. And long live
Peace.
GCW.
We're on delay. We'll never get it right.
All right. Good night, y'all.